Hello everybody,
Hello.
and welcome to Hump Day, guys. That's right. We're halfway there.
Why is it
Oh,
called
please
Hump
don't go there, please. It's been years we've been it is called Hump Day. You know why? And it is that way, and it's going to stay that way. Xenia likes to have that discussion with me.
Well, as you see, we have a little family feud here going on. Telling that to Andrew too, who wasn't aware of this happening. So now you know. Welcome everybody on Wednesday here. This is our interview night. That's right. Exciting guest today. A family couple from California.
Yes.
Who has three beautiful boys, one 6-year-old, almost 7, and 2 3-year-olds. That's right, they have twins. I don't know how they do it. They have full-time YouTube, they have full-time family, full-time kids, work. Well, that's what we all gonna talk about. How do they do it? How do they manage their time?
That's right, guys. It's going to be something for everybody to really enjoy tonight. An amazing couple, and it's going to be a really great chat. I always enjoy doing the couple talks. I find they're just, I don't know, there's so much to bounce between all 4 people in that, so it really makes for amazing conversation. Great to have you guys here. Thank you so much. We're going to say a big hello to each and every one of you in just a few minutes. We give everybody a couple minutes to get in, and then we're going to give you an arena-style welcome because, hey, out of the billion-plus channels on YouTube, everything that goes on in real life, you guys chose to spend a little bit of your time here with us, and that means the world to us. So thank you so much, guys. I think it's going to be a really awesome show tonight, and I'm glad you guys are getting to meet each other. I see some new faces in here, some that I've met recently as well. And you know what? It's just absolutely great to have each and every one of you here. And mingle well. Please no asking for support. Instead, guys, just be nice to each other. I always think of it like a comedy club. You know, you're sitting there all at your tables. It's normal to lean back and talk to the person beside you and that. Just keep it respectful for the chat and especially for the guest. And everybody will have an awesome time.
That's right, guys. And we also have a few updates for you about different things going on YouTube. Just before we have our guests joining us, and of course our hashtag Blue Orange Group selfies that I already seen have been added, some of them onto Twitter.
That's cool.
Take a selfie of yourself, or even better, of you watching us live, and add hashtag Blue Orange Group. Post it on Twitter, and we're going to be sharing it off during our live stream. Great way for you to be shouted out and connect with each other outside of YouTube as well. Also, like, share, of course. Please do like and share if you can. And if you're new, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you know when we are back next. Although we are here 6 times a week from Sunday to Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, with exception for Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, look who got a channel, Moxie and Roxy.
Oh.
Somebody asked if we knew who that would be. Oh, yeah, we know who that would be.
The cuteness.
Moxie and Roxy. That's a good one.
Love that. Nero Trigger in the house, guys. Brian, Larry Johnson, 2 Creeks Outdoors. Oh, you joined the channels. Interesting.
Very nice.
Interesting. Eileen, Immortal, Fearless Soul. Guys, we're going to do a shout out. Well, a roll call.
Yes.
Just in a couple minutes to say a special hi to each and every one of you that are joining us at the beginning of the stream.
You're not too predictable. It's amazing. That's why it stuck out so much, because it's simply amazing. That's why.
I like the name though.
Yeah, I do. I think it's cool.
Moxie and Roxy. Now are we giving him the wrench? Or her, or them. I don't know.
I would say them, and yeah, most definitely.
Or it.
No, not it. It's on a chair. Jeez. Guys, and if you haven't had a chance yet, our guests for tonight, they are an awesome channel, so make sure to check them out as well. The links will be in the description periodically. I just want to mention that. So looking so forward to sitting down and talking with them. Really great channel. So you have some stuff you want to talk about, hon?
Yes, I want to, guys, your time to like, share, and do the selfie. Well, I'm getting some updates on you. There's some links to share with you. Well, I wanted to give a special shout out to Mark Ansby and where is Danny Black, or Danny Black channel. Tasmanian and Australian guys, and also the whole Down Under community who have come up with hashtag creator protest with a video that prompts to take away or hide the likes and dislikes on your video. And what it basically is geared towards YouTube and asking them to review their policies on likes and dislikes, since it is basically targeted more as a bullying and less as a quality indicator for the video itself. Hashtag creator protest, I posted it yesterday on Twitter. I know lots of people have been already jumping on it. If you haven't seen it yet, please go and check it out. And if you are on it as well, please join it. It's nothing forced, it's up to you, but I just wanted to let you know. And again, big thank you to Down Under.
A huge thank you.
Thanks to the community. Thank you so much. So that's the link there.
There's a little bit of it playing right there, guys. So definitely please go check it out.
Yeah, they talked about that also on their live stream. Yeah, so I was really wowed yesterday night.
It's pretty impactful, guys. Like I say, it is done to show support for getting rid of the dislike button. As in the basic message is it's becoming too much of a bully tactic tool and not what it was originally designed to do. So I hope you guys believe in that campaign, can get behind that, go over it, support them, tweet it out, share it, all that stuff, guys. Get it to as many people as possible. It all starts somewhere.
That's right. Then one thing also, wanted to guys, one of our colleagues here and one of the older friends, if I may say, Down the Rabbit Hole Travel. She has been nominated for the Ambassador of Blogging trip to India, and she needs our votes.
That's right.
So I think what not would be the best thing as to share with you guys, prompting to nominate her for this amazing thing to have. I will put the link in the chat, so if you can go over and nominate her for being Ambassador of Blogging trip to India with Kerala Tourism Blog, would really appreciate that. She's amazing channel. She needs to be on Discovery.
Yes.
That's how amazing she is. So there is a link for that.
Just to note, guys, as some people knew, I see it saying the chat does go fast because slow mode only applies to people with no wrenches. And don't worry, if you don't have your wrench yet, it's going to be checked out in a second. The only way, so the trade-off would be we'd have to get rid of all the wrenches, which we really don't want to do because that was part of the message of here. Just scroll back your chat a little bit till the arrow appears, and then you can kind of just feed it down at your own pace. So. And it's awesome to have you here. Anybody new here, it is such a pleasure to have you drop by. So,
and also wanted to say that Community Hacks wall project that we mentioned a couple of times already with a 3D printing of your logo is up and running. If you wanted to join that and have your logo printed by 3D printer, go and check that out. Inspired by our shoutouts, which was very amazing.
Yes, that was cool.
Yes, so go check it out, and you can submit your channel and have your logo printed out by 3D, which is, I think, is so cool.
it really, that was awesome. Sorry, I missed Marty's post, but guys, you see it in there. Down the Rabbit Hole was actually the first guest we ever had on this show, and her work is just phenomenal. So please give her some support on that one. Definitely want to see it happen. So. And once again, PT3D, that Community Hex Wall project is just going to be such an awesome idea. Very, very smart. I like that. That's definitely thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Yep, go ahead.
One more thing I wanted to share with you guys. Panic Deep Paranormal History has created a special, interesting thing for everybody to use. It's a tag character counter. That's where cool. You can put in your tags and it counts the characters for you. It's in beta, how is it called? Condition?
Yeah, beta testing.
It's in beta testing yet, but you can already use it, guys. Go check that out if you're using tags, and you should.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's very useful, very quick. So go and check it out. I thought it's such a great idea.
Very smart,
to
Sean.
Make something for everybody to use.
That's such a Sean idea.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. It's got Sean all over it and very, very smart. So.
Yes, that's right. And I see Mark Korn. And you know what? He is in UK. And that means that it's his birthday. Because tomorrow, or for his today, it's his birthday. And that means that we have to sing a happy birthday song.
Alrighty. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark Korn. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Ooh. Forgot the ending. Happy birthday, Mark. All the best. All the best to you.
Happy birthday.
Hope you have a really great day.
Let's put some balloons and some cakes in the chat for Mark Korn, who's in the chat right now as well. Happy birthday to you.
And guys, I just seen Danny. Oh, let's take that off. I just seen Danny Block has entered the building, guys. Danny, we were just talking about your amazing protest video, and we're behind it 1,000%. We were just talking about it. We put the links in the chat. So, guys, Danny Block's in there. Of course, another past guest of ours. People are starting to get behind this, guy, so definitely check it out. This is something we can all get behind. It's for the good of all of us, so really love what you guys are doing.
That's right, guys. And soon is going to be time to roll call all of you.
That's right, guys. That's right. It's time to say hi. We've waited long enough. Give everybody a chance to get in. Lots of awesome channels in here. You're going to hear Echo again. A, because you guys are the stars of the show and you deserve an arena-sized welcome. And B, because I am horrible. That's right. Horrible with names. I'm always getting them wrong. So at least you can have a little laugh at me while I mess it up. So, and if I do, please know I do it out of love, and I really appreciate you being here. Alrighty, guys. Let's see who's in here. Let's see who we're going to say hi to. We're going to say, oh, nice. She's got some amazing banner. I just saw her last night. I want to say a big hello to Wild Cat Woman in here. Where is Danny Black? So glad you're here, man. Love what you're doing. Keep it up, buddy. Love the hashtag protest. That's the way to do it. Violet Cobra's in here. Vexicore. Vibrasser Outdoors. UK Scrapper. True North Angler. Tootsie Rolling Stone Travis. Travels. See, I told you. I wasn't lying. Tina and Andy Murray. See, I get knocked off the track, say that's what happens, and it just turns into a real disaster. The Typhoon Journey TV, to the Party Source Reviews, the Dustin Lungo Show, the Drunk Fred, the Creator Spotlight Show, the Caravan Fam, Terrell's Artwork Channel. Guys, show Terrell Artwork Channel lots of love. Terrell was the very first wrench we ever had when there was only Terrell and, well, sometimes just Terrell. So
yes,
we owe Terrell so much. Much love to you, Terrell. Tammy Minda's in the house. Stealth Panther, Stacy Morgan, SoCal Okie, Roland Picker, Ralph's Trucking and More, Ralph Barton, Philip Cockram's in here, one of the ones from the early on times too, guys. PGH Bottom Feeders, Panic D Paranormal History, another one from early on. Octay Dogan is in here. Great to see you again. Glad you can make it back. Nero Trigger's in here. Thanks for helping us out, Nero. Mr. Mad 2424. Moxie and Roxy. I wonder who that was. Oh, Matt Cook, Oregon. You said you had an epic idea. I'm sorry. Please type it in the chat. Let us know, or you can DM us on Twitter if you'd like.
Or Instagram. I know he's more on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Yeah, that's fine. There you go. Mark Ensby, how are you? Great to see you. We have Mrs. Paranormal in here as well. Marianne Donnelly's in here. Hi. Always great to see you both. Mark Korn, the birthday boy, is in here. Manic Magic. Little Llama Laura, sister to the birthday boy. Life with Linda. Larry Johnson. Slash. No, that's right, guys. Slash. Two Creeks Outdoors. Lady B ASMR. Queenie Todd's in here. Kiwi Matt Reacts. Kids TV Plus. Just My Fish. Just Pamela. JP4. Joanna Plans. JCTV, Our Family Adventure. Jay Boston's in here. Another past guest. Jason NG. J Vlogs. I Pick My Butt is in the house, guys. That's right, you heard it. I Pick My Butt. Immoral Hourglass is in here. Hubert Gunpowder. Gussie Wells. GRE 2057. Grace's World TV. Good Cemetery's Gone Bad. Going on Grumpy. G Money Strong Outdoors. G Money Strong Outdoors said they tweet us the reaction video.
Oh, we'll have to check it out.
Ghost Mafia's in here. Fearless Soul. Emergency Vehicles, Trains, Aircrafts, etc. Eileen Villiers, the fam. Dave Maggot's in here. Chalky Orange. My buddy Roger, Canadian Drone Hub. Canadian Callie's Princess Girls here. CJ Vid. Bree Nyhart. Bobby Sidhu. Bobby Brown. Blue Phoenix 06. BC Sasquatch. Exclusive X. ATG Travels, another channel from early on that's been good to us. Welcome, guys, and thank you so much for being here. If I missed your name, please highlight our name and say hi, so we can definitely give you a big hello. It's great to have each and every one of you guys here to the billion-plus channels and all that goes on through real life. You guys chose your little bit of time you have. It's so precious to spend it with us, and we cannot thank you enough. Remember, guys, you do make this stream what it is. It's an 80-20, 20% us, 80 you. We built a house. You guys definitely make it a home, and we cannot thank you enough. While we're at it, guys, too, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please tweet it out. If you're new here, hope you can subscribe and see all the other things we do, which is, of course, listed. I'll bring that up for you on our About section. You can see our full schedule. We're on 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, except for tomorrow, guys, 1 p.m. Eastern is the Eastern edition of Wheel of Shoutouts, the big support day. So I hope you guys can make it to there as well. And you guys are absolutely awesome, and thank you so much for making this channel awesome.
Thank you, and hello to everybody who's just joining us now. And if you're listening to us on your headphones, hello to you as well. If you can, say hi in the chat, and if you can't, that's okay too. Hope you have a great evening with us.
That's right, Chalky Orange. You've really perfected saying our name. Yeah, I know. It's great to be here. Well, it's great. Always great having you. I'm really bad at getting a mental block if I'm doing something wrong that somebody and I'm stuck in the old way, or I'll be doing well until I mess up a name, and then it's just a rolling train wreck. But it's great to have all you guys here. Legwork, how are you? Great to see you. Precision Handling, Biker Aussie's in the house. Let's see who else. Sean Sim is in here. Work Legend 01. Guys, like I say, if I miss anybody, my apologies. Please highlight our name so I don't miss you. You could save singing happy birthday to make until the European stream. We'll give him 2.
Yeah, well, we weren't sure if he would join us tomorrow, so that's why we thought we have to catch him today, but we will sing it tomorrow too if he comes in.
I'm not even sure if one time hearing us sing happy birthday is a gift, let alone 2, but anyways.
Enjoyed us singing.
Gotta keep it interesting, folks. We gotta keep it interesting.
That's right, guys. And of course, don't forget our selfies. # Blue Range Group. We're so looking forward to them. Always great to see your beautiful faces there. Please share it. It's never too late. # Blue Ranch Group.
Lots in already. Lots in already. So that is absolutely perfect.
And while we'll be looking at them, don't forget to share and drop a like. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to our channel.
I see Weekend Warrior, Jenny O'Brien's in here. Big hello to you all. Crimson Gen TV is here. Also, Lincoln's in here a while ago. I know sometimes it's popping in and out, but it's great to see each and every one of you guys. Guys, there's going to probably be some lag tonight. I can already tell. I was just checking on other channels that are live streaming, and they seem to be getting the same thing.
In fact, YouTube had a little bit kerfuffle in the morning where you weren't able to live stream or weren't able to see any videos, and a whole bunch of different stuff was going on. And then
the amount of likes were half hidden. They were only showing 1 and stuff.
Yeah,
all kinds of
there are some kind of glitches. Hopefully, they're not continuing this evening.
So, guys, if you do get anything, if as we say, if you buffer, don't suffer, hit F5 on your keyboard. And if you're on a Mac, it is Control R. JP Slayer Racing, how are you? Doing great, and great to see you in here. Each and every one of you guys. It is a pleasure to have you by. Canon Rave is here. Hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. Anybody new? You're surrounded by great people, and you're great people as well, so you couldn't ask for a better mix. So
Just wanted to remind you guys that today is interview night, so let's not share your numbers or got yous and all of that. You can still hang around and check each other out. If you are, leave a comment on the person's video on their channel instead of putting it in the chat here. We do appreciate out of respect to our guests.
HSFL Paranormal, John, nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. Always great to see you. Shauna's Country Charm. Got dislike on my live today, my first trip. Oh.
Yeah, that happens a lot of
first
times.
Troll. Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, well, that's why, guys, I hope everybody will stand behind. I mean, it's normal. If it was just, we've always gotten like 2 to 5 or something. We can live with that. You know, we're not for everybody. I find it's a waste of time to keep coming back, but that's their choice. And then, you know, but it's just not meant the way it was supposed to be used, and that's the problem. So yeah, I think I agree too, and I've been saying that for a long while now. The dislike button's got to go.
Loud noises, you might be interested in this as well.
Yes.
Check it out. I knew you had to go through some of that as well lately. So guys, check that out. It's all in the video, and it's really great initiative that hopefully YouTube will hear. The more we share, the more we do that. And if you can, share it on Twitter as well.
Do you want to explain it to everybody quickly? I got a clip playing about
well, basically, the video talks about how the dislikes are not the quality measurement, but most often are used to show hate against the creator and not the video itself, and oftentimes used by trolls or by bullies, and really lots of social media doesn't use it anymore. So it's a video prompting YouTube to review their policy on likes and dislikes, and in the meantime prompting all of the creators to hide them on their videos so they're not visible, and therefore neutralizing people who are clicking that dislike button. Check it out.
Shauna, they do to a point, but then there is a threshold where it can start to really hurt you. It depends on how it's used and where it's used. And if it's just a couple, definitely it keeps things, you know, it shows that you're getting interaction in that until it crosses a threshold. So
Gary, are you talking about Puša video? No, I haven't seen it before. I did see it just the last minute before the live stream. So thank you so much for sharing it with me. Share the video of an aerial view of Puša, the village where our name comes from, where my mom grew up. It's really beautiful, like aerial view. Somebody did a drone footage of the lake and the school and all of that. So thank you so much for finding it. That was a very sweet surprise.
I think it's time for selfies. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's time for selfies, and soon after that, we're going to be welcoming our guests.
That's right, guys. So please hit the like button. Please tweet it out. Gonna have a really, really great conversation. I'm telling you, it's gonna be absolutely awesome. Oh, Bree, you know, everybody in life, but we're lucky we have amazing people like you guys here in the chat, and we're pretty fortunate on YouTube. So. Yes, I get exactly.
Yes,
Tammy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why in the protest, a lot of creators are just hiding them. You still get them for your analytics. It's just they're not visible.
I want to say, first of all, we got TriStar Travelers, loving it.
Smiling.
Posting early because I'm traveling with Miss, but huge thumbs up to the couple who found me and gave me the confidence to continue with my channel. I remember that. Then when depression got me down, reached out and gave the boost to come back. Much love, Pusa. Much love to you, TriStar Travelers. And I'm so happy you're here.
Eric the Red in the house.
Hey, speaking of Spiel from the... Oh, great to see you, my friend. Awesome to see you. Oh, such a great person. It's great to see you, Eric. Always such a pleasure. Oh, we got happy birthday to Mark. We got Prototype 3D. Guys, this is what he's doing. There it is. You can find it here. Prototype this 3D. It's a really cool concept. Look at the wrench.
Wow.
Look at the wrench.
It'll be coming your way soon. I am standing in front of something that I would love you guys to see, and that is that right there. So,
oh, that's so freaking cool.
Take a look at that. Hope you like it. It'll be coming your way soon.
No way.
Oh my
See you at 7.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
You're so amazing. You're probably doesn't hear because his phone internet went off. But you're amazing anyway. If you can
Oh
hear
my
this.
God, that is so freaking cool.
Well, guys, I am just posting the link again. If you want your logo be printed out on 3D, there's a link in the chat, and you can send your information to our 3D guy, PT3D.
Mallard 5 Farmhouse, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Real pleasure to have you here. Guys, remember, it is not too late to put up your selfies. That freaking wrench is so cool.
Yes.
That is amazing. Oh, I love that. There's the link, guys, to post your selfies. A selfie of you watching us, and if you can't do that, a selfie of you. Upload it with the Twitter link, and please use the hashtag Blue Wrench Group. Oh, he's here. He's here. Glad you like it. Just need your shipping. Yes, we'll definitely get in touch with you with that.
Oh,
Thank you so
amazing.
much. Oh, I love that. That is really cool. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. Good Cemetery's Gone Bad. Likes Pucha Studios. Thank you for... Oh, that is so cool. Thank you very much. Love seeing you guys' selfies. I love that you take the time to do this. Oh, there you go. Here's your hump day. I missed your selfies. I picked my butt. I'm great. I'm really glad to see them. Ah, you're too much, my friend. You are one of a kind. A big happy birthday from little Llama Laura to her brother Mark Korn. She's such a good sister. She's like this is the sweetest person in the world. That is very kind of you to do. Good for looking out for your big brother. There's an awesome looking couple, guys. Right there.
That's right. Tag Character Counter by Panic the Paranormal. That's who they are right here.
Yeah.
Sean and Marianne.
Love seeing you guys. Always love seeing you. You guys are so awesome. Bree. Oh, okay. So, she probably put up here. Yeah, perfect. Okie dokie. We have Young Forever. Is that? Bunch of fellow YouTube. Sorry, I missed that. Bree Nyhart is up here.
Beautiful. Wow. Sassy.
Yeah,
yes,
hair mid-air.
Definitely sassy black wig.
Oh, that is so cool.
Cardoso Media, hello. Oh, thank you,
amazing
PT3D.
shots. That is so
beautiful.
Cool. Good evening, Cardoso Media. So glad to have you back. I'm glad you're back from vacation. I hope you still once again getting over the jet lag and had a really great time. Miss D, come hang with us at Pusa Studios live stream. Big or small, we love them all. Isn't that awesome?
Nice.
This is what I'm saying, guys. How you guys make our live streams what they are is because of you guys. And then we got.
Oh my goodness.
Then along came Polly. Who's in Hawaii but showing some respect for his fellow Canadians here in Montreal.
That's how we look lately here.
Yeah, it's actually gotten very mild tonight, but then it's going right back to freezing cold again, so we're not getting emotionally attached to it. Wow.
Wow. Nice.
That's very elaborate. Wow.
Wow. That's an art in itself.
Very nice.
Shana, yes. Awesome.
Shana Farrell. Wow, that's a lot of work. You're such a nut.
Oh, you gotta do my favorite one with the ladybug. That's my favorite one. It's so cute.
Weekend Warrior Outdoors. Ooh, the calm before the storm. Watching Push the Studios Blue Ridge Group. # Winter Outdoors Photography. Outdoor Photography. You got such amazing photos, my friend.
Way to go. Way to go. Good job.
Oh, JP4 says a high of -1 Fahrenheit here Friday. Ooh. Now I'm gonna have trouble converting over the Fahrenheit to Celsius again. No half of one, not enough of the other. Oh, Shauna's Country Charm. Thank you all for motivating me to go live more. Well, that's awesome. That is so cool. We're all in this together, guys, as I always say. Let's put this back under videos.
It's never too late to add your selfie too. Blue Ridge Group if you want to add your beautiful face out there. And then that's your place also. You can put your video there. Or if you have a new merch or anything like that, you can also add it to Blue Ridge Group.
Guys, we are sitting right now at 98 people in the chat. If you have not hit that like button, please do. If you haven't tweeted out, please do, guys. We got a really awesome guest. It's going to be an amazing conversation tonight. And also remember, guys, tomorrow, 1 p.m. That's right, 1 p.m. European edition of Wheel of Shoutouts. So there'll be lots of things going on. You guys are absolutely awesome. Cream of the crop. Pleasure to have each and every one of you guys in here. Hell's House Paranormal, how are you? I'm just looking to see guys as I go through. Salvatore's in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. Gone Diggins in here. Anybody else I missed, guys? I do apologize, but we really appreciate having each and every one of you in the house. So I think it's just about time to get our guest out here. What do you think, hon?
Yes, that's right. I think it's time. Let's welcome our guest, family of 5. I hope that you enjoy your time tonight. I think it's going to be really exciting. We always love having couples here or families.
Yes.
And this is that time again. Rich and Sarah learning as we grow. It's a family of 5 living in California. They have a 6-year-old boy and 2 3-year-olds. That's right. They have 3-year-old twins. They also, they post almost 6 times a week, so I would call, are full-time YouTubers as well. He's a Marine Corps officer, and she's a former elementary school teacher. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it all, but they are, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about. How they can combine all of it and still have time for each other, for the family, for YouTube, for work, for the home. I think a lot of us sometimes feel stuck in all of the things that we have to do. Well, let's see how they do it. Maybe we get inspired and motivated by that.
We're just going to give them a second to get on, get their cameras set up so we can see them and everything, and then we'll be ready to go, guys. So in the meantime, guys, like we say tonight, it's still okay to meet each other and stuff like that, mingle. Just keep the respectful for the guests and stuff like that. And enjoy your time. I always compare it to sitting down to like a comedy club or something like that. It's normal as people are talking to lightly talk and stuff and enjoy each other's company. We're all in it together, guys. So, there we go. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to get our guests set up, hon. You want to take over a second, then we're going to bring them on, okay?
That's right. Just wanted to remind you guys to like, share, and of course, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We do appreciate that, and let everybody know what amazing guests we have tonight. And please, if you have any questions, put them in the chat.
Definitely. Well, what do you say? Time to introduce our guests?
I think so.
Alrighty, guys, welcome so much all the way from California. How are you?
Hello.
Hey guys.
How are you?
Hi.
Oh, we're honored to have you. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing well.
Doing well.
So excited to be here with you guys.
Well, that's
Thank you.
we're excited to be with you guys. I'm so glad that you guys could join us. You guys got a fantastic channel, and I think we got a lot to discuss. There's gonna be a lot to cover tonight. A lot to cover. So
Okay. Awesome.
Let's do this.
Hit us with it.
I guess we'll start off right from the beginning. I'm just gonna get you guys to give a bit of an introduction into your channel and what you guys do.
Yeah.
All right. You
Do
want
you
to go?
want me to? Oh, it's
Yeah.
up to me on
Yeah.
this one. I'm like nervous right now.
Yeah.
You guys. I'm like a celebrity Pusa, you know? All right. Basically, we're a family channel. We do a little bit of everything: family, military life, day in the life of a mom. I'm a homeschool mom, stay-at-home mom, but we try to just do it all with a little bit of fun and still keep some of our like comedic like parent happenings in the vlogs, like to, you know, just kind of be relatable. Our big thing is we want to be relatable, and we want others to find a place in our channel where they can come with their joys, with their sorrows, just to be there, like a connection, a community, really.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I guess you have anything to add?
No, and I think, you know, because we love watching YouTube, like
Right.
most of all of you, right? So
Yeah.
there's things that we'll notice with YouTubers, and one of the things that we found is we really connected those who are being real, and so we really try to convey our real life. You know, obviously you put your best foot forward because it's public, but it's us, you know, and you're getting who our actual personalities, who we are, the way we, you know,
The good, the bad, the ugly,
Yeah.
our kids fighting. I mean,
Right.
everything.
Basically, real life.
Right, exactly.
I would like to meet a family that doesn't have any of that, you know.
Right.
And right off the bat, that's what I love about your channel. Right off the bat, I gotta say, it is so real, and
thank you.
I appreciate that into it, and I think that's what everybody's looking for on YouTube that comes to watch, is the final. In 2000s, we were promised we were going to get reality TV. We quickly realized it was anything but I think it really planted a seed in people that were craving that, and I think YouTube now at this point in time is finally starting to give that first taste of people being actual people.
Mhm.
Right, I
That's
completely agree.
Very
Absolutely, yeah.
And do you feel comfortable in front of the camera in that? Was that a hard thing for you to get used to start catching your lives?
I think, I mean, at first I didn't feel comfortable, and Sarah just puts it on and goes, you know.
Because I just figure they'll like me or they won't, and that's like life. Like people like you don't. So it's I'm fine with it. I think he's way better with it now. But at first he was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you putting us on here?
I felt so awkward. Like, it felt so odd. But Sarah had, you know, a background. She grew up being a singer, and I think she's used to being on stage. Where I'm not used to being on stage like that. So I had to grow into it a little bit.
Learning as we grow.
Yeah.
And do you think the singing, do you agree? Do you think the singing part helped a bit, like for you to not feel comfortable with the vlogging?
Probably. Yeah, I think a little bit. I think it did. I'm not shy. I mean,
that's true.
So maybe that's why I like the big mouth in class that kid, you know, her up. Like so I think that's probably why.
That is so awesome.
He gives me a platform now.
Oh, I love that. I love an honest answer. You can never argue with one of them. And I think we all have that. And that's the thing with YouTube is when you go on, you're pulling all those strengths because we weren't trained actors, most of us. So you're pulling from your qualities. It's not pretending to be somebody else, but you kind of highlight a little more. Right. If you're a person that gets excited easy, you might get like 20% more excited when you're on YouTube. You know, just kind of upping it on your points that really make you stand out from the others. Do you feel you're like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's dead on.
I feel like that's perfectly said. It's true. It's trying to, and you know, you have people you like, different channels that, especially as family vloggers, like our kids watch family vlogs a lot. Right. Like that's the majority. We don't really watch a lot of television anymore. We do more on YouTube. True. So you see certain things you connect with other YouTubers, but you don't want to like take that from them. But you might be like, oh, I like that style of how they kind of you know, edited that or threw that in there. But I think you're right. It's about being true to yourself, being real with yourself, and you know, nobody can do you better than you. Like, you gotta be you.
That is so awesome. I've always said that if the one thing you can bring to YouTube, if you bring yourself, you will always be original. That's one thing that nobody else can take away from you. You'll always have that under your belt.
Right.
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
That.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You know, but you're right too. It's good to look around, and that's something like we push a lot in here is getting people to go and look what others do. And if you're a mechanic, it's great to go to a fishing channel or a knitting channel or a singing channel. They might do things that you like. You know that you can take bits and pieces from everybody and make it your own.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I know lots of times when we've gone on, you know, we go on all the time on yours. Our kids love the wheel; they get so excited. That's right. I do too. But
yeah, we're big on the wheel. We love it.
But I think you're right because sometimes I'll notice somebody will leave a little comment like in your chat, and it might not have been a channel I necessarily would have gravitated towards on my own, but then I see their comment, I'm like, oh, that's cute, and I'll go over to their channel, and now I'm a fan. So I think. You know,
that makes my day right there when I hear that stuff. It really does. And you'll see it sometimes. We'll go into a chat through down the road and a live stream or even on a video, a comment. And I'll be like, they met in there and they had absolutely nothing. You know, there's a little bit of that's probably the biggest rush I get from it, you know. They got it. You know, and they become friends, some of them, and they're collaborating together and they're bringing their different styles and their different niches together. I think that's amazing like that.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things so she was into YouTube first and I didn't really get it. And then really as I started getting into it, it was the community. You know, it's that there really is this community out there of people. You really do get to know people in a way that we've never done in society. Yes. And you're right that you get to kind of like look behind the scenes of, okay, this guy's into fishing, this guy's a tech guy or whatever, and you get kind of a different look at people that you wouldn't have otherwise. So yeah, I've really grown in it to see how awesome it is to like get to know each other and collab and do all that. I love it. It's awesome.
I love when you're saying it right now because I can see, I went back and looked at your older videos and I can see even right now how much more you're into this and stuff like that. You're getting I think that's the proof in the pudding right there. So
I think it's so much easier too when both kind of or all of the family is in YouTube instead of just one person, because I think it's really hard to understand somebody like a YouTuber and non-YouTuber. It's hard to understand each other because it's such a different platform. It's such a different lifestyle, especially when you're involved in it so much as you guys are as well. I'm glad that you are both feet now into it, because that must have been hard at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I started watching family vlogs because I was home with a 2-year-old and newborn twins, and I just wanted to relate to like another mom.
Yeah.
So I would look up like twin moms or whatever, different things. And yeah, I think you're right, because now when I bring out the camera, he just kind of will go right into whatever I'm talking about. And it's not weird. The kids are like, oh, they're not, we just kind of go with whatever we're filming. They know. Before I would bring it out and he'd be like, wait, you're filming?
Yeah.
Like, no, what do I say?
Yeah. I was much more put off by it.
Right. We still have sometimes with family, like it's a little bit hard because I don't know if everybody, like you said, not everybody maybe gets it.
Yes.
So it's a little bit awkward sometimes. I don't always bring it out at like big family dinners and events, but definitely with our little small family here in our house. But
Well, so cool.
What helped for us as a marriage is it became our hobby together.
Yes.
So now, I mean, I would honestly say doing this, we've actually grown closer as a couple because it's something we share now together. Where before she was like lone wolf carrying the load on her own. And now it's like I'm into it too. So, you know, I look into the analytics and I try and see the best way I can support and help. And it makes it more fun for both of us.
He sings and dances now, and
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's contagious. It's like I always say, it's a good kind of contagious.
I find it's almost like playing a board game. Like everybody gets onto it, and it's a quality time spent together.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry guys, we have somebody leaving here, Eric the Red RC, and he just said, I have to go, but want to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation for the sacrifices of Rich and his family for their service in the Marine Corps.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
Very much.
I wanted to pass that on before he goes. So thank you so much, Eric. You take care. Yeah, because family vlogs is a bit different from all the other niches because it really is dependent on the family. And everybody's kind of got to be on board in some shape or fashion to be able to pull one off properly. And do you guys kind of like discuss, now that you say it's more spontaneous now, you don't have to discuss so much before you turn the camera unless it's a large family. But do you still feel like there's sometimes you're still watching, like, should I put this on camera? Not that you guys do anything outrageous. I mean, you know what I mean. But
yeah, for sure.
Especially with the kids, I think sometimes.
With the kids, we're very protective. Like with the kids, we would rather be more cautious with what we put out there with them, so that later on they're not embarrassed. So we there's kind of editing in that form. But
like when our twins were like potty training, I would just say, oh, they're potty trained, or they're potty training. I didn't go in, show, which some people do, that's fine. But I just kind of thought, they have to grow up in this very different world than we did with like everything's documented.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no secrets from girlfriends years from now. Everything's on there. Your mom put it up. So
exactly. And what's cute right now is terrifying to them at 17 and somebody gets it.
So we're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. So we try to be kind of.
We try and put our mind, in their minds when they're like 17. Like, would they want this on there? And then also we want to keep it fun for them too, because if it's not fun for them, it'll make it hard for us to do. So that's part of it too, is just kind of keeping it good.
That's a very good way of putting it too. And I like the way you say that, to put yourself in their shoes. I think it's such an important way of doing it. And you guys do, your stuff is phenomenal. I can't see the kids having nothing but every 17-year-old can be negative. Let's face it, at some point they're going to get a little, they're going to get a little bit of that. But so we'll not count that part of life. But after that life and before, they're going to be just fine with it. I think they're going to be quite proud that you guys did it together.
And it's nice too. I mean, I think looking back, we have few home videos of me as a child kind of thing. Yeah. But I think a lot of times, I remember when we first started, I thought, if nobody ever watches this, that's fine, because look at all these memories we can have on the other side of the coin. Like when they are older, they can go, that was my mom, at 25 or 30, or that was my dad. So I'm hoping that part is nice for them later too.
Right. Yeah.
I agree. I think it'll be amazing. Look at all the things we have out today, like Facebook, and then if people are on YouTube, and we have living albums now. It's such a mind-blowing. Once in a while when we're on, we'll talk about that. I always look out and I have this tradition. I always say hi to my great-great-grandchildren. Because somewhere down the road, YouTube will be gone, Facebook will be gone, but some shape or fashion, they'll be watching us maybe somewhere down the road. And I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that really trips me out to think about is my great-great-great-grandkids, they look us up.
Yes, exactly. You know, and it is. I mean, it's possible. Once it's out there, it's never going away.
Right.
So, you know.
There's going to be so much information about us. Like, really, relatively, we don't really have so much information about our grandparents. And,
Yeah.
you know, there's maybe some pictures, maybe some stories, but really there is not much. But for our grandkids, you're right. There's going to be plenty. I think they're going to get tired of watching all the videos.
Yeah. Well, and they'll actually know us as people too. It's not just like the photograph. They'll know what my voice is like. They'll know how I react to things and my sense of humor, and like that's just crazy to think about. You know?
Yes.
That is so well put. You're exactly. They're going to know you that much more from it. That's a very good point. I like that. Never thought of that too.
Even gets chills.
Yeah, exactly.
You imagine?
Very good. It definitely is a new world, and I mean, even with kids, we see. I mean, every kid, if they're a couple years apart, they're almost like in a new generation now. Things change so fast.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah, and I was saying that to Sarah. You know, it seems I feel like our age group is still more connected to the past generations. Mm-hmm. You know, we still watched, you know, the black and white television growing up. We saw the rerun of I Love Lucy, where all that's like gone away. You know, it seems like it's getting very more segmented in generations.
Yes, it is.
So here's YouTube still a way for those other generations to look back and see, you know, who we were. So,
time capsule.
Yeah, it's like a
time
time
capsule. It is. It really is. We're kind of like that relic left behind that still tends to look back, which most generations from now on won't really understand because they'll be always living in a progressive mode. So. It's a good thing, but it's also a sad thing sometimes too. You know, you never know what the consequences from all that will bring. So time will tell. You know, time will tell. But we can't stop progress. So I guess it's bring your kids up well, like you guys are doing. Keep them fun. Keep them connected to you, and that's the number one way I think to keep them on the right track.
Yeah, for sure.
When you do share the videos with your kids, and I have asked that before to the families that have joined us in our interviews, do you think about the content that might get sensitive in the future? That's something that I'm kind of struggling sometimes, because lots of times things that are okay to share now are not okay to share later on. And how can you predict? And because they're kids and we're sharing things about them, it's not really their choice when we do. So I struggle with that concept of, well, is this going to be okay 20 years down the road? Because as of late, you see how past tweets, videos, and all of the things that were maybe okay in the past are not okay anymore now. So I kind of cautiously thinking about that 20 years down the road and sharing things about the kids. How do you see that?
I think you said it beautifully. I feel the same way. It's very... I mean, I feel like we do with the kids, we try to show them things, and I know they're little, so it's not like they can really have, you know, something years down the line. But I think we try to keep it light with them, right? We try to keep it like piano lessons, soccer practice, whatever. If they learned how to ride their bike, something like that. And I don't really go real deep with them, you know, unless there's something they kind of want to talk about or share. But I think I think you're right. There's just that fine line, and I just hope I don't cross it every time. So it's really, what do you think?
Yeah, and I think there's that level of like respecting their personal life. You know, like they're kids, so they don't have the same choice. Like we're turning on the camera, so we really kind of try to allow them to have a personal life. Like I would hate for them to feel like they were always, you know, out there publicly, that they didn't have any like world of their own. Because I grew up with a world of my own, so I wouldn't want to deprive them of the same. So we're way more cautious. I think we're really cautious just to not infringe upon their personal life.
Or try to not embarrass that. I mean, there's times they'll do silly things and they're okay with that. Yeah. But then, you know, you see other family YouTubers a lot, and you'll see you know, something the kid does or child does or something, and it's kind of almost taking advantage of the fact that they're a child. And I never, we really try.
And like, that's one of those things that's like, we don't want to grow as a channel by exploiting our children. You know what I mean? Even if it's like treading the line, we just stay away from it. You know, we don't even want to go there. So if anything, like we're definitely willing to not grow as fast and, you know, protect our children in their private world. So,
and they all have, I mean, each of them has, like all children, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. And I just try to kind of, you know, let it be their own, you know.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and any channel we've had on, the family channel, I can stand behind, because that's something I wouldn't want to bring on if it was like that. And it does happen. And I like you guys' type of channels. And when we ask, it's not that you guys are doing anything wrong. It's kind of a cautionary tale to anybody who wants to start one. I want them to think of these things. That's the main reason why. And we do see them. I do.
Yeah,
Hi, we're the Jamesons, and everything's perfect. And the kid's sitting there just daggers in his eyes because it's the 20th take. It's fake. The kid is miserable, you know. Oh yeah, this is a real fun time at the park, you know. Like it's stuff like that. Like, how do you do that to your child?
It's true. It's
you
true.
know?
There's been times where we'll film like a funny, what we think is funny video, like a skit kind of video with us or something, and you can see sometimes you're like, oh gosh, they're done. The kids are done in the backseat.
Yeah,
I've seen us do.
checked out.
That's the only time we really like take things more than once, because usually it's just like whatever we get, and I'll edit it out. I'm not gonna have them redo it. But we've had a few times where we've thought, okay, we're like, they're not having fun, we're just gonna put it away. But we really don't, like if we go on an outing or something, like we go to Disneyland a lot with them, and we don't. I try not to film the entire, 5 hours. I try to say, okay, we're gonna film this like 20 minutes, here or there, whatever, these 3 like parts of the ride, and then it's kind of not so bad. It's just like we're taking pictures almost for them.
And
it's not
I would say too, like Sarah's technique is it's not really about being scripted. So she wants to catch, if she's filming the children, it's catching them in that moment.
Right.
And so whatever the moment is, that is what it is. That's what you see. Is we didn't like have them re-say it or react. Like it's whatever their initial reaction is. That's what you're getting. Or else I would hate to do that too. No, do it again.
Exactly.
No way. Like they don't deserve that.
Go stand in the alligator pit and say that. Come on, this will be funny. Like putting them in jeopardy. And it is, and that's what's nice with you guys' videos. They really your editing is great and all that stuff. This got the spirit of them. Feels like home movies, and that's what makes them real.
Real. That's exactly what you were talking about at the beginning of the stream.
It's
caught real, exactly.
Yeah, it's a one-take shot. Here it is, and that I really love. So,
I think it's the question was more personal because we are kind of still we haven't really vlogged anything. Like we have done a little pop-ins during our vacations, but I wouldn't really be calling them vlogs. So I think we are not so confident in doing that because we still have so many questions about it, and because we have such a difference in kids' ages too. Most likely our 8-year-old is going to be all for it, but I don't think about the 12-year-old is going to be so excited to be on the vlog. Or a 21-year-old that sometimes visits us, so kind of all those things to manage them, and because we don't have these answers, we ask them to you guys.
And we feel like we are constantly trying to ask others as well too. And, and I think it'll be definitely a learning process for us too, because as the kids are growing, like you said, the 12-year-old, the 8-year-old, we'll
have to adapt.
And we try to do a lot of our vlogs some of them don't even have the kids in it. So we'll do date night challenges.
I love that though. I love those ones too. Those are great.
Yeah. And then after about a few weeks where they're not really in it, or a week or so, they're kind of like, can we be in one? Like the older ones.
Yeah, because they actually enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
So they're kind of, so they'll try to do. But that's kind of how we feel it. But I think that's a great question, and I'd love to hear what other family bloggers say too.
Absolutely.
It's definitely valid.
Well, I think it is, and it's just we ask because we're always learning, and that's the nice thing about is getting all the niches in. We're always trying to learn what it's like to be in that niche.
Right.
How it works, because there is different not standards. It's a hard thing to describe, but you know what I mean. There's a different way of doing things in each one of them, and they come up with special challenges that the other one doesn't face, but then they have them that the other. So it's more of a curiosity thing. But you guys wear it really well. By the way, you guys are a phenomenal channel.
Thank you so much. That means so much.
I really do appreciate it.
From you all.
We're glad getting you right now because I think you guys are going to be going up pretty big pretty quickly. So we're glad we could jump in on the bottom rung. So I think this is just nothing but the beginning for you. So
awesome.
Thank you.
What first got you when you said you first got in because you just wanted to meet other moms? Does that mean you first got in as just viewing, or right away did you have the niche to start making content?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I first got into YouTube just viewing, and I would watch Bonnie Holeen was who I watched because she was a mom with the same age children, and I'd put them on while I was cleaning or changing diapers, and it just made me not feel like alone in the day. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I get that. I should say I get it.
Yeah. And then, but I had, so because Rich is in the military, he's in the Marine Corps, we were a military family, so we moved all over across the country. I'm an only child, so I had never left my hometown. And so I started back in, probably 2009 or 2008, I had started a blog, and it was kind of just pictures of our military life and our adventures so that our parents could get on the blog and like see what we were doing as we were having babies. They could check on the babies and stuff. And then, and I didn't think much of it, but people started kind of, you know, writing in on the blog, leaving comments. And so then once I kind of got more into the family vlogs in like 2014 or 15, probably, I thought maybe I should like, you'd be documenting this with video. I'd never done it. And I thought, but it's kind of like my blog. It's just live, you know, it's more live action kind of thing. And so that's kind of it. I just picked it up with my iPhone, I think. And just, I mean, it was just kind of like, you know, just filming the kids. I didn't really know. I remember I didn't know how people got like all the different scenes in one video. I was like, trying to YouTube that and how to edit. I didn't even know about like iMovie and different things. So that's really, it really kind of stemmed, I think, from the love of my blog and then watching the love of family YouTubers too. So,
and that's in your personality, right, Sarah? Like if you see something, you kind of just go for it. Like I can see it. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
That is Sarah.
Rich was right away.
You're not too very good at things, but she'll try.
No. Yeah, I can give a quick story with that. So we did our honeymoon in Maui. My parents kind of surprised gave us a honeymoon to Maui.
Wow,
nice.
I really enjoy, you know, hiking and going bicycling and stuff when I can. But, you know, I never really thought of Sarah as being that way.
Was like a spa girl by the pool. I wasn't going to do any of that in my head, you know, beforehand.
Well, but when we get there, Sarah ends up deciding, no, I want to do a bike ride down Mount Haleakala. We're going to get up at 2:30 in the morning and we're going for it. And of course, I'm all relaxed mode, like, oh, really? But no, like she is like, if she gets her mind to something, it's like, let's go, we can do it. And I love that because it gets me going too. So.
My dad always says when Sarah gets a bee in her bonnet, that's it. And that's it. You can't stop me even if it's bad. So I learned things the hard way a lot, but that's okay.
You learn. Oh my God, I love that.
Oh no.
I've never seen her laugh like that before. She can't stop. Oh my God, oh my God.
I shouldn't be laughing there.
No, I've never seen Xenia crack up like that. That was awesome.
We're coughing and you just laugh like that.
I know. I'm so sorry. I was not.
That's amazing.
I wasn't prepared. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh my God. You guys are so funny.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, we kind of started with your honeymoon, but maybe we can push a little bit of the timeline a little bit back. And I always ask also with the couples about the story of how did you guys meet? If you can share that.
She really wanted to get that one in quick tonight. Every time we get a couple on, she gets quicker and quicker on the draw with that question.
Because that's the most interested, the romantic stories.
I feel like that's me. See, I'm the rom-com girl. I love to see this too, so I like to hear. You want to?
Sure. Okay, so we actually met when we were seniors in high school.
17.
And I had just I went to her school, you know, for my senior year. I hadn't been attending that school until my senior year.
Oh, wow.
So I was a new guy. I didn't know anybody. And we live in the Pasadena area. And there's something, we have the Rose Parade here. And the Rose Parade has this royal court for like the I don't know, what do you call them? The princesses, the Rose Parade princesses, right? Well, they basically go through this long process. All of the high school girls in the area would apply to do this and go through this interviewing process, this whole thing. Well, toward the end of it, they do a formal ball, the Rose Ball. And the ball is like a Sadie Hawkins sort of dance where the girls have to go ask the guys.
Wow.
Ooh.
And so I had already noticed Sarah from like day one. I was like, who is that? Like, I was like, I hope I'm in some classes. I was all like already in her. So, and then she did get transferred into like 2 of my classes. So I was like, it's happening. Okay.
It's on.
But she actually had she was going to go with another guy to this dance. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to get asked. And so there was a falling out though with going with him.
There was.
And I got lucky and got swooped up and asked. And of course I was like, yes, like I really wanted to go.
I was staying away from asking him. Well, one, I had asked the other guy before you transferred, And that because all these girls in the school, we went to this little private Christian, high school, and so like 500 kids in the whole school. Yeah. So when a new guy comes, like everybody knows, right? So I had heard about him all summer. Oh, this guy's so handsome. This guy's so hot. Blah, 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 blah. So I was really like, I'm gonna stay away from this one because it seems like he could be a little bit of bad news. But in the end, it worked out. So we're 35 and 36 now. So we've been together since we were 17.
Wow. High school sweethearts. Awesome. That is amazing. Wow.
And Rich, did you go into the service right after school or?
No, so I went in, I went to undergrad and I graduated and then I went into the service. What they do is you can either enlist or you can commission. And if you want to accept a commission into the service, you have to have a bachelor's degree. So I didn't actually go to school to join the Marine Corps, but while I was in, I kind of felt convicted that I needed to serve.
Right.
And so when I came, I remember being in my accounting classes because that's what I studied in undergrad. And I remember knowing like, no, I need to go serve my country. And it was like almost a relieving feeling to know like, I'm not going to be doing accounting. It was like,
I love that. And the conviction in your eyes when you said it and everything, that was awesome. You really were glad to get out of accounting. Like, I believe you.
It started just sounding better and better the more I thought about it. It's like, actually, this could be good.
And what in that desk with numbers all day.
And what did you think about him going into the service?
He sat me down. I mean, it was completely, like I said, I grew up in the same town, like never moved out of the same house, total mama and daddy's girl, So it was one of these where it's like, oh my goodness, if I'm going to marry this guy. And we knew, by the time we were like 19 years old, we kind of talked about like, we'll get married maybe after school kind of thing. Like, once we finish school. So it was one of those things where it was like, it was totally just probably an act of God, I think, because I just felt at peace with it. And I'm a really like high strung person that questions everything about, so but totally at peace. So I just knew like, this is what we're supposed to do. And we, we're married after and then right before.
Before really. Yeah.
And then we like literally got married and a few months later we were moved to the other side of the country and we're there for like 3 or 4 years. So it was just, it was, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had I would never trade it. So it's been great. We're home now. Once we had the first baby, we got stationed back here. And then we kind of haven't left. So that's been really nice. We're having all the grandparents close by.
Right. and I transferred 4 years ago from active duty to the reserve. Right. So that's why you see the longer hair right now. Yeah. But then when I have to go into the unit, I clean it all up.
It's worth it to get that little vacation for FaceTime and that. Well, you're looking good either way, so you're always prepared for whatever throws at you. So that's awesome. I like somebody who's versatile. So that's right.
You gotta mix it up.
Can we talk a little bit about what you do within like what your service was when you were in there? Is there anything you want to talk about?
So when I was doing active duty, I worked as a administration legal officer, and I did that for a infantry battalion. Okay. And so that's kind of that job in that role is maybe like one of the more high stress roles for that job, because you have these guys who really are out there working extremely hard. We're going to work to deploy. We're going to deploy. We're going to come back, and they need to be able to have, all of their, things like getting paid needs to be done on time and regularly. Yeah. And all the like what they say is like the non-sexy things. That's what I had to do. I had to like take care of them in those ways. But it was a great opportunity for me to learn how to manage, being a leader and having an office and having people to direct. And it was also a great way to really be able to support people in that way. So that they felt secure with their families, they could leave and they knew everything was going to be okay and that sort of thing. So it was really my honor. I got lucky to have that opportunity.
Wow. And I mean, that's all part of the service is making sure that everybody is taking care of all your brother and sister and like that. Yeah. And every wheel is so important in that. And I do believe more than the general day-to-day business, those ones are crucial. So hats off to you for that. So
Thank you.
so, and do you feel like it changed you as a person being into it? Do you feel like you brought your, like, I mean, now that you're in the reserves, but do you feel like it's broadened your character? Do you feel your way of looking at the world?
Yeah, I think it definitely gave me a well, one, I learned a lot about myself. You know, when you're into like challenging circumstances, you start to really learn what your real strengths are, and more importantly, what your real weaknesses are. Yeah. And so for me, it really helped me with things like multitasking and being able to, you know, problem solve like on the spot, you know, and then that actually in that process really is what inspired me. When I knew I was coming off active duty, I knew I'm much more of an entrepreneur. Like I learned that about myself, and I learned that I really like to create something. I like planning. I like executing something. And so that's my personality type, where I don't think I would have known that had I not served, you know. So it really kind of gave me that opportunity to learn about myself, and then I could grow. You know, the more you know about yourself, you can kind of grow. And
then he was the legal officer, so then he realized like, oh, I really like the legal side. So he went to law school after.
Right, and I never, like, when I graduated undergrad, I was like, I'm out. I'm never going to go to school again. But when I came off active duty, I was like, I think I'm going to go to law school. And so, you know, I would never have thought of that except for that experience and that exposure to know that I would enjoy. And I was one of the nerds, like I liked law school. Like I enjoyed myself. So, yeah, I wouldn't have known that otherwise, though.
Well, that's really awesome what you said about the, do you guys have your speaker on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I hear the echo.
Yeah, I heard it for a second there. Yeah, now it seems okay.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
No. I think we're still getting it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have the video playing somewhere?
No.
No.
Okay.
Maybe it's our echo.
Wow. I don't know.
Wow.
Can you still hear it now?
I hear it a little bit on that.
We heard it at first, but it seems to have died down.
Yeah. No, we're still getting it hard, so it's coming on you guys' side. I'm just looking to see if there's something. One sec here. I'm gonna mute you guys.
Yeah.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna mute them, and now I'm gonna talk. Yeah, it's coming on you guys' side. Yeah.
Is that better?
Let's see. No. I'm trying to think, because it's cutting me off now as I talk. I'm going to try something for one sec. I'm just going to see if this makes a difference. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, you
still hear us?
Now we can hear you guys again.
Yeah. Okay, is that better?
Maybe I'll get you guys to just shut down the video and come back on, and that should fix maybe what it's doing.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
Shut down the video.
We'll be right here.
Try it again.
Sorry, guys. It'll just be a second. There we go. We'll just end the meeting for them.
Is that better?
Can you hear us?
Let's see. Yeah, you guys got your speaker. Let me see. Under mic. In the bottom corner, you see the microphone?
Let's see. Do you see it?
Corner, yeah. It's on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, hold on. Let's see. We always have our technical. Okay, there's my mute. Okay, I see the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then it says select speaker. Maybe try same as system.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, is that better?
Okay, let's give it a try. No.
There we go.
No.
Oh no.
Wasn't there at the beginning? Maybe we can reconnect.
What's that?
Maybe we can reconnect.
Yeah, I want to end with you guys, and I'll send you a new link right away. See if that helps.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Awesome.
No problem. Maybe that'll help. I'm not
sure.
sure.
We do apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know why suddenly it just jumped to it, so something changed in the settings.
Yeah, that's really weird. That's well, you never know. Welcome to the wonderful world of computers. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. There I go. I got the link for them, so we're gonna send them back. Thank you guys so much for hanging in with us, and that they're such an awesome call. That's why I got to get this going right away, because I'm just enjoying every second with them.
And guys, if you have questions, please put them in the link. Please put them in the chat and put at Push Studio so I can see it. And we're gonna ask. I already have some questions copied here. Thank you so much from JCTV to Family Homestead. from a few other questions here as well. So definitely put them in the chat, and don't forget to subscribe to our amazing guests. If you like what you see, they're so full of energy. I just love it so much.
Yeah, no, they're really awesome people. Okay, guys, I'm going to mute us here for 1 second while we try. We'll be right back in 2 seconds. Or actually, I can't mute it. So, let's see. Let's see if this works. Crossing fingers, crossing fingers, crossing fingers. So they'll be joining us just in a second. So, and I hope you guys are really having a good time with them, and that they're such amazing people. Like, I really think their channel is going to take off. The potential is there big time. So, hey, Cartoon That, how are you? Great to see you. How are you tonight? All you guys are doing great as well. I hope, meeting each other and kind of mingling around in that, and enjoying each other's time. You are surrounded by awesome channels, guys. So mingle away and have fun. Always do it respectfully. No asking for subs. Instead, be good to each other, support each other, and all that great stuff. I'm just waiting for the screen to come up. There we go. Can you guys hear us now?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Is that better?
Let me see. I think we're good. Yep.
Yay.
That did it. That was the magic fix. I love that. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you guys for doing that. I appreciate it. So,
thank you.
Of course, we're excited you still want to talk to it.
Oh no, we're looking forward to this. You guys ain't getting out of that quickly with us. Sorry, you're stuck with us for a while.
No, we're happy.
No, we're enjoying it.
No, that was so sweet. We're talking today, and Sarah said, and we even got the grandparents to babysit, so it's a bit like,
They are.
Yeah.
In the room, we're like, shh, keep them quiet.
Oh my God, guys, you're amazing.
I was actually honored by that when I heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for you guys, because we know what it's like. You guys are lucky you have the grandparents close to you.
Yes.
So do you guys do date night very often?
Not enough.
That's what I expected. Even if they're close, it still doesn't happen near as much as it should sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's nice so the kids get to spend time with family. They're close and that, so that's a big plus.
Absolutely. And we talk about, possibly like moving out of state. That's like always a conversation.
It's always on our minds.
Yeah.
But the hard part of that is to take the kids away from grandparents, and for us and for them, because they're such a help, and then also the kids love them. So it's a hard thing. So yeah.
And as Jeff, we kind of like them too.
Yeah, I mean
they come in handy. Nice, they really do. So that is a nice buff for us. We don't have that luxury. My parents live about 850 kilometers, 500 miles around, I guess, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not such a luxury. Sometimes I'm jealous. But then sometimes you go home, and after a couple of days, you know what? I don't mind the buffer. It depends on the day. It depends on the day. So, the grass is always greener sometimes. So.
That's true. It's very true.
But yeah, we miss it a lot. So I'm glad you guys. And I mean, it's nice the kids get to be close to them, and not just for basing, but building bonds with them. That I kind of feel bad for my kids not getting as much.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
And family time, I think, is important for both of you guys, I would say. If it's safe to say that you guys put a lot of value into it. I mean, that's a core part of your family.
Yes.
So
yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like for us, because we're pretty busy, but it's like none of it. It's all for nothing if we haven't put anything into the family. So
the future generations or the kids,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
that is so awesome. It's nice to hear that, and that's what your videos do show a lot of. Is that bond. And it's not that it's always about being everyone together at that moment, but you can feel the bond between all of you guys, and I think that's what's really genuine and nice about what you guys do.
Oh, that's awesome. I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah. Because it's if we watch ourselves, you have no idea how you come across, to everyone else. And so I really appreciate you saying that. I'm glad to know the bond is coming through. Yeah.
Oh no, it's there, and I think that's part of that genuineness. I think that's what draws people, because we always got to remember when we make stuff here, especially stuff that involves any kind of emotion, that there are people out here watching that don't maybe have that where they are in that at their time and point in life at this moment, and they sometimes feel a comfort with it and stuff like that, and they really bond. Kind of not want to take in your family. Yes, there's always going to be that person that gets a little too involved sometime, but for the genuine part, it's just a bit of a relief. It's like I put up my feet, now I'm going to watch them and just feel this family for a few minutes, and I think it does a lot of therapy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true.
Well, and that's somehow Sarah got me into this was she was watching other family vloggers, and that was something I was connecting to. You know, I'd start getting into it and watching with hers because I appreciate seeing their family bond, you know, and how they would react. And I even could learn from these other families, like, wow, those were good ideas. We should do that with our kids and with our family, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad to, I hope we're doing the same for, you know, our viewers as well. I hope we do that. Yeah.
And even some of the families we choose to like watch with the kids and stuff, we noticed that usually they have children too, obviously. And sometimes just the interaction between our children and their siblings.
Right.
I noticed that they're picking up some of the morals and values and the like little good points that a lot of these families that we watch kind of portray with their family too. And it's nice because it's like, it's not me always on the kids, like, be nice to your brother or do this or do that. They're seeing like, hey, this is a real thing. This isn't just mom being.
They're saying others, they watch other siblings be close, so like reinforces our values. Right. So
and all those little, little other ways too. But yeah.
That's very true. You know, it really is, and I think it inspires. And I think even us sometimes will watch something. You know, if, like, wow, we haven't done that with the kids in a while. You know, or we never thought of doing that with the kids before and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, and it's refreshing. We've said this before too, that a lot of times on some of the children's channels and stuff, when they have a television show with a family, so often I feel like the role of the father is diminished and it's made, light of or something. And so that's what I like about YouTube, at least the channels we kind of filter through for the family, is that it does kind of show just a nice family values, don't you think?
Yeah,
it's really
and the
different
all around,
than television.
Yeah, the all around roles. You see how mothers are with their kids and fathers are with their kids, and it does. I think it does for because our children are young, so I think it does reinforce in their mind what a family is and why it's important, and all those things that aren't necessarily as easy to show on TV anymore.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you always hear so much in the media about, YouTube, like, oh, this horrible thing was on it. It's like, but there's so much good
there's
too.
So much good.
Yes, it is.
There's so much good.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
like anything else in life, and I've said this many times before. It's in one hand, it's an amazing tool. In the wrong hands, it's an awful weapon. And anything is going to be like that. It depends who's wielding it. And I think it brings a lot together. And even if you watch back, like when I'm at my parents' home, because we haven't had TV in a couple of years. So, I'm at home at Christmas. That's when I'm thinking the grass is green on the other side type of moments. I lose myself in television to get away from them for 5 minutes. And I'm watching these old reruns from the 80s, and I'm like, okay, yes, we used to say, they had such good morals and they'll show their stuff. But also, too, a lot of it was a lot of pandering tripe. Like, it was a good message, but it was so insultingly put in your face, Well, Johnny, you shouldn't touch that marijuana. It was so... Kids never talked that way, even at that time. It was condescending.
Yeah, it's not relatable.
No.
Really exactly.
It has the adverse effect. It almost turned kids against thinking of that way,
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true. That's a good point, yeah.
Where channels today take it more like, and it doesn't have to be like hard-hitting, gritty. It's just more, this is a normal life. It's not over the top. It's not under. It's just normal.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. It's very true. It's and we've had people message us or private email us and stuff, and I'm shocked about this every time, and I love it. It makes me tear up. Like you were saying earlier, people that don't maybe have families or families members have passed away, and it's just one person, and they'll say, hey, I tune into you guys because I want to see what you're doing because it makes me feel that sense of home or that longing for
and
when I had family, and that's amazing. Just like, I mean, if I did it for that one, if we put it up for that one person, it's so worth it.
Then it's all worth
the whole lot.
It's like
so you never know. You just never know. I think you're right. Who's gonna kind of pop on there and watch it? So
what fulfillment? What
absolutely.
Yeah, it's very nice. And I'm sure like all of us have those stories of something with that somebody connected with you or felt. And you feel like you're somewhat bringing joy in some way to somebody,
absolutely.
Or make them laugh or make them cry with you over something. Let them feel it. So.
I like that, and it is true because there's a lot of myth that once you hit 1,000, 4,000, you're going to be rich, and so it doesn't work that way. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing on here, it's going to be a miserable road to get anywhere, and it's going to show more and more what you do, and eventually you're going to lose more and more people because of it.
Right. Yes.
So if you aren't getting fulfilling parts out of it like this, it's not for everybody.
Right. It's just, and I think I've heard you say that before a million times, and I love that, and I always kind of keep that in my heart. It's like if you're not doing this for the love of it, the joy. I mean, like me, I love the editing, and I'm not great at it. There's so many people that are so good at it, but I think it's like therapeutic for me. Like at night, the kids go to bed, I kind of do my little, it's my creative side can kind of come out a little bit.
Yes.
So you have to love it. You have to really just love it and not do it for the views or for the money or whatever. You know, it's got to be for the love of it and not for the hope.
And not to like plug bigger YouTubers, but there's people like Jared Meekum and Brian Lanning. These are like big YouTuber guys, and I remember them early on saying, if you're doing this for money, you're going to be miserable.
Right.
And I think that has to be true, because like I said, as I started coming into it, it's become a fun hobby for us both as a marriage, where if I wasn't into it, or she like, and I was forcing it on her, it would be miserable. Like this would be miserable
just
experience.
Like anything else. Like if you're taking dance classes or dance lessons.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's times where we've done some of our date nights where, and I'll be honest, money's been tighter or something. We're like, okay, we have $50 to spend on this, or $30. And we did one vlog like that where we literally like, okay, we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah, let's just vlog it and let's have fun.
You know, let's just have fun with it. And so that's kind of that's more of the stuff we like to. It's real. We're telling you the truth. Like, hey, we're on one income in California. Like,
exactly.
We're gonna see what we can do with $50. I think we ended up with burgers.
And here's the spoiler: most of your audience that's watching you has $50 or maybe even less watching, and that's why they gravitate to it. There's nothing worse than being like even those 80s shows again. Like, you know, remember they used to always go on these like ridiculous vacations, like, oh, we're 7 kids, and guess what? We just found out we're all gonna have like suites on a yacht for a week. Oh, like what a great way to feel miserable with your own life, you know?
Yes, they were all like, grumpy with our parents.
I was asking my dad, like, what's the deal?
Yes.
Where's this vacation?
Where's my yacht? So yeah, I think that's where people feel it. You know, they can say I can watch this and I don't have to feel guilty about my own life. I don't have to say sorry. I don't have to look at my kids and feel bad that I can't get them when I'm watching.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's realistic.
With your channel, we both have talked about, we love to, I mean, watch you guys, our kids are into it. Everybody's I love that you guys give a voice to all channels, to smaller channels, to somebody. Really, I mean, I've seen people go on and just starting out, and you're like, let's get them to 50, or let's get them. And I think that's so nice because you just never know. You never know what little gem of talent is out there, or something that somebody wants to see or watch, or can make an impact. And I love that you bring a voice to every audience, and that's just so. It's beautiful. So,
wow, I appreciate it. I mean, that's the thing about it. And sometimes you'll say subs aren't important, views. They're all important, and they're all not important.
Right.
And the way I look at it, I get excited over 100 because it's their first time getting a chance to get a taste of it. I get so excited, I'm almost shaking onto it.
Yes, and I love it too, the genuine excitement you have for that, because you're remembering it and you're feeling it.
Oh, I do. It's exciting. It's a rush, you know. It really is. And even if the end of the 50 subs we got them that day, most of them don't watch and stuff. You know what? It'll have hopefully the placebo effect and get them to get better at their channel, put more into it, and then the next 50 they gain will be more interested in that. You know?
That's a good point about the placebo effect, because it does. If it gets you motivated and going, then it's working.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. You know.
My mom, it's my mom does homeschool projects with we're homeschoolers, so co-op group that we go to once a week and stuff. And my mom teaches art lessons there, and I said, you should start a little art channel on YouTube. And so she's like, look, I know nothing about it. Help me out. Like, I can barely just log into YouTube. Yeah. So like half of our family watches this, but doesn't even subscribe to our channel. So I'm like, but you're not subscribed to me first. So subscribe. So we started her on this little channel last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, Rich, it's so hard. I forgot what it was like to go. She's at 0 and to go to like 5, and we were so excited. We're like, yay! But I think it's just you're right. It's got to be the love of it, and you have to really like doing it, and you have to just enjoy the ride with it, and just don't take it personal when you get somebody unsubscribe. And we always had. I did. Yeah. Oh, they hate me. It was awful. She unsubscribed. I'm never vlogging again. Yeah, and then now I'm just like, whatever. It's like, whatever. Now it's just for fun.
What does your family think of it in general? Like your mom, you were just talking about, what is, like when you talk to family about it and tell them what you're doing, do you think they get it? Like not in a bad way or a good way, but they just sometimes don't understand it?
I think they, what do you think? Well, okay, so my mom's like a YouTube junkie now.
Right,
she's watching.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. Now because she's watching all the YouTube, the family channels too, and she'll call me up. Did you hear what so-and-so did today? So I'm like, oh, I got like a life to do.
These are
and
true
then I'll watch
stories.
them.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think now she gets it more. And my dad just recently he'll watch some like real show on television, you know, like something like Tanked or something. What's the fish tank show?
Yeah, Tanked. Yeah.
Yeah, he's into that now. And he just hurt his leg with work. He's a mailman, so he got hurt. So now he's on downtime, like watching all these.
Oh my god.
And he'll be like, you know what you should do? You should do this. They do that on Tanked. And we're like,
yeah, he starts giving us suggestions.
Ideas about like videography ideas, which he has no clue really.
Oh my god.
And then his mom and dad, we do this like Ray Dunn stuff. I collect this Ray Dunn, and so I've gotten his mom into it kind of.
Oh
and so
really?
To see, you know, to see.
I'd say at first they were thinking like, what are they doing? Like, they were like, I don't even understand. And which I was that way. So I get it. And then the more they're exposed to it, like I was exposed to it, you start to get it. Like, okay, I see why people are doing this. So it's been, you know, a little bit of a journey, but most of the family is pretty supportive and is getting it now. You know, they pretty much understand it.
Well, I think most YouTube people go through that with their families, and that too. Like when you talk to them, they it's kind of like talking like about going to Mars.
Yes.
It's not that it's like an impossible idea to grasp, but they just almost don't want to go there.
Right.
And your Facebook friends that follow you, they're a real hard sell. They're like, well, I don't want to pay to watch that. Well, no, you don't have to pay. But they're asking for a subscription. It's just free. You don't have to. You know.
We've had people tell us too, like at events or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know, I watched your video, but I don't. I click through the ads because I don't want to." And we're like, "Well, we don't really."
I'm like, yeah, okay.
They're like, "I know what they're doing with those ads." I click skip, and we're like, "Oh, okay." So, or sometimes people will give you the opposite, and they'll kind of know everything about us, so you know when you're talking to them that like they've watched.
They've been watching.
Like, oh, I don't really have time to watch.
Yeah, they don't let on they've been watching. You're just like, but how'd you know all that? Like,
no, it's always kind of fun. We always have fun.
You became their guilty pleasure now watching it.
Maybe.
It's like you can come out to us.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We did make it, you know.
Right. Yeah. So I think the funniest we were somewhere at some event, and I forget what it was, and I didn't know the person very well.
Yeah.
It was a friend of a friend kind of thing. And she's like, "So are you gonna do it?" And we're like, "What?" And we're like at a dinner. And she's like, "Well, are you gonna get your camera out and vlog right now?" And we're like, "Well, now we feel weird about it."
Yeah, it's like, well, now you made us awkward.
So they almost expect you to do that.
Yeah, you have to feel, and just like anything, I feel like if I'm not feeling the moment of it, like I don't want to bring it out. So we're but anyway.
That is so awesome. I love that. I always love hearing people's experiences, not just on YouTube, but like with family and with friends and that, and how they deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because you get into it and you start loving it. Xenia and I are home, you know, and we're like, you know, Cardoso Meany was talking to Callie's girl, and all these names, and my parents are just like, do they not have names? You know, like, you know, well, that is their names on here, you know, and they just kind of, well, all right, whatever, you know.
Yeah, shorten everybody up too. We have like nicknames for all the little, like, you know, whatever the channel. We don't say the whole, and we know like, oh, they, you know, they put up or whatever. So yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a whole, like you said, it's like we've got the YouTube infection here. Like, we really are.
And it's kind of, it's weird. It's like it's a world to its own, but at the same time, it's just grown so much that you almost can't ignore it anymore.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
So, number 2 search engine in the world after Google.
Right.
Everything you do in life, think of it, you know, even my son, he called me one day, he had to change the wiper in his car.
Yep.
And I said, oh, did you get all right? Yeah, he goes, I just looked it up on Google, looked at my car. There was a video to show me how to change my wiper and, you know, the clips and that. And
definitely changed he was gone with the Marines one weekend and it was raining and I changed a headlight.
She changed the headlight.
Wow. She's got gusto. You can see it right away. I got the mountain bike story, the light and all that. I just love it. I love it. Yeah. There's no challenge that you'll back down from, I'm assuming. So.
Right. Oh, nope. Definitely. It's like my mechanic said that was $200. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And it's hard when the wife is adventurous like that, because if it's the man, it's easy for women to do anything to make us stop do what we're doing. Women, you cannot stop them. When they got something in their head, come hell or high water, pardon my French, they're getting it done. And it's like with us, they can control us. And oh yeah, you want to eat next week? You know, that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I didn't want to do it anyways, but women, there's nothing we can throw at them. You know, so we're kind of at a loss. You know, all right, she's doing it.
Right. Very true. Very true.
Well, I thought of it first. We'll put our little 2 cents worth in to feel like we.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that anyways. You know. So.
Yeah. Very true.
What are the, you mentioned couple, but what are the YouTubers that you are watching, like with regards to family vloggers?
Yeah. Okay, so we have, I guess I categorize in my mind, like, you know, there's like the really big ones that everybody's, and then we have some that are more like us on the same kind of, so some of the big ones we like, Ellie and Jared, Bonnie and Helene.
Yeah.
Our kids are in love with Dude Perfect. Like
Dude
they're,
Perfect
Oh.
is huge, right?
I'm sure all, you know, everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's one where I even admit, I'm like, if they post, I'm into it.
Sarah's
As
into
the
it,
mom,
just like,
I'm into it.
and the little kids run in.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we're like, as a family, kind of into them.
Yeah.
And then some of the channels more like us. We watch J6 TV, our family adventure. Yeah. And of course, you guys, we and our kids are always like, "What's he gonna? What number is it gonna be?" You know, they're so excited. They try and guess the number. Like,
I love it.
is to guess which number you're gonna say. They don't really
That's
understand
so
the
cool.
part about he's gonna, you know, spin it and someone's gonna get called out.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of who else. Gosh, now
The
it's
Daily Bumps. I mean,
Daily
they're
Bump
one of the
is some
first
bigger
ones.
Yeah,
we
our
got
kids are
into.
pinning into them.
Yeah.
And then I always find like new homeschool channels. Like there'll be,
Yes.
you know, maybe a few hundred subscribers, but I get the best ideas from some of these moms
Right.
for my own self, for my kids, you know.
Yeah.
So there's one home and arrows. She's
Mhm.
you know a coming up one, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that's kind of trying to think. Are there
Well,
more?
and then there's also like because Sarah's into like the home decor and stuff like
right.
that.
I
So
like
then
the
there's a
two
whole like
orchids.
two orchids
yeah.
is another
So
one. Right.
I have this like that's the thing about YouTube. It's like any hobby, anything that just kind of crosses your mind. You find a channel that you
Right.
get super into, and that's it. I'll binge watch all of them.
Oh, very true.
And I feel that a lot, like it's kind of replaced the glossy magazine type of thing that people used to do, you know, and you have more interest,
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
you know,
Definitely.
Really good point. Yeah.
and you get more interest because back then magazines were expensive. So you was like, well, I'm interested in this and that, so I'm not going to get the other two. I was kind of, but now, you know, you can everything in one evening. You can cover 10 different hobbies,
Right.
know,
Right.
so-
Absolutely.
which is cool.
Absolutely.
What about you, Rich? What kind of when besides family channels and that, what are you
Besides
up
the
to?
family one, so I'm like late to the whole Dude Perfect thing. Like I got into that like 2 months ago, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like, these guys are awesome. Like I kind of heard about them with like trick shots, and that was like it. And then I totally dived in like 2 months ago. And then outside of that, most of mine are still like family vloggers.
But you look up like surfing.
There's one guy that we've even collabed with, Dad's Den.
Yeah.
He does some good like
Oh yeah.
reviews, and I've actually purchased Christmas gifts, you know,
Oh,
based
yeah.
on his reviews. So
Nice.
Like the techie stuff. He's
yeah,
learning
so
more
I like
about.
that kind of stuff. And then other than that, I'm like a lot of guys, you know, it's like, oh, my serpentine belt needs fixed. Like
Yes.
I'm YouTubing it, right? You know.
Right.
But yeah, other than the family vlogs, which have become like a regular thing in our house, yeah, it's Dude Perfect, Dad's Den, and yeah.
Casey Neistat.
Oh,
We say it wrong,
Casey
of course,
Casey
yeah.
Neistat.
Yeah.
Like
Neistat.
I really enjoy. Yeah, obviously he's a huge one.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy his artistic visual, his creation that he puts out there. Really kind of stimulates me creatively, which I'm not creative, but so it gets me to actually like think.
He's like,
you know,
maybe.
like how should we go about presenting something? Because he really is great at providing that like storyline.
Yeah.
And you're hooked from the beginning. He
Right.
gets you immediately, and you're gonna watch to the end because of the way he's presenting it. So yeah, he's another one of mine that I watch a lot. Yeah.
The first time that I see them get together, Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon, I thought this is the meaning of gods. You're the ultimate cinematographer, the ultimate storyteller have finally met. You know, this is like, you know, I mean, those guys are titans at what they do. They really, truly
right?
are.
And they set that bar and just make it exciting. It's,
Peter McKinnon could record you taking out the trash and turn it into an epic event. You know, I could just picture all the circling, the slow-mo, the throwing of the tying of the bag, you know. And then Casey, I mean, with story, he's just such a king of the story. You know, he really is.
Yeah. What did we watch? We watched one the other day where he was the 40-something hours.
48 hours
Germany
he went to
or
Germany
something.
and back.
And
And
we-
it's
you know,
like,
that's-
I'm in it. Like, I'm
I'm
hooked.
there.
Like, I'm feeling the experience. And, you know, he takes something that literally was a 48-hour period and makes this excellent 20-minute video on
epic
it. You know?
film.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You're there and you feel it. You guys have been around for a while. Maybe you heard me use that example. I tell people sometimes a great example of not needing good equipment to tell a great story is when somebody catches a car accident or a bank robbery on a cell phone. It's all blurry and grainy, but yet it gets 2 million views because the story, you cannot compete with it.
Yes,
you know,
good.
nobody's sitting there saying, well, I don't know, kind of a little grainy. He should have stood behind the car a bit more. And what, you know, nobody cares. The story is king into it, you know?
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah, if the story's there, and I think when people say make sure your content's good and they're giving you that tip, that's what they mean. You know, it's not make sure the, you know, lens on your camera is the best you can buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure what you're putting out there is something appealing to other people and do it in a way that's going to capture their attention.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. I mean, it's great. It will enhance what you do. And going back to, like, we'll take somebody like Peter McKinnon. I get why he does it. I mean, he is a professional photographer. He can back it up with what he does. Plus, he makes the money to afford it.
Right.
But I could give him my cell phone, even the one that he's got that shoots 1080. He could still make an epic video in it. Somehow, some way, he would make it work.
He would make it happen.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's when you've got it. We have a saying with homeschool. It's like the stick in the sand method. If you have a stick in sand, you can teach anybody anything. And I kind of feel like that with them. It's like, man, let him run with it. You know, like let him run.
And you know, that's like
because
I just started going back and watching them. But like, Dude Perfect. Look at their first like videos they did. It is so low budget, you know,
it's
like
entertaining.
but it's still entertaining. Now they have this huge, you know, warehouse and all that stuff, but they didn't always have that, you know, and they were just as big then. So
There's another Canadian YouTuber. Well, you're in the tech, maybe you've seen him, Unbox Therapy. He has like 13 million subscribers.
Yes.
He sits in a warehouse in Toronto just shooting videos.
Yeah,
it's all charisma. And if you really listen to him, because I like studying people, he's that guy that used to work in those, before there was Best Buys and that. Remember those type of electronic stores?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the kind of second-rate one, you know, they all had their pitches or a little bit of a salesman behind them. He's doing that. That's nothing more than what he's doing, but it's drawing.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
And he's so entertaining. I watch it sometimes, like just binge watching. Although he's unboxing gadgets that sometimes I don't have an interest in gadgets. I just like the way he does it. It's just entertaining.
That's what I love about it. Yeah, it's true.
You say this is a phone. I got, you know, and he's right into it, you know, and the bells and the whistle, and it's just that sales pitch. That's what it reminds you of a day gone by, almost, you know. In a new age, you know.
Right.
No, content is king, and it really is. And I always say, get ready for when you do get big, you know. And that is not meaning you need the biggest equipment. It means make the best you can make it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's true.
I agree. 100% agree. Yeah. And that's something too, like for us, we'll do some experimenting with our content. Like we'll try doing some funny skits, you know, we'll see, you know, cause we're young enough. We're still developing in this too. So, you know, we're kind of pushing the envelope how we can, because it isn't about our camera. You know, at the end of the day, you're not going to watch us because we have a great camera. You're going to watch us if we actually entertained you to some degree, you know?
And I think that's what makes, like the greats in YouTube, like you're saying, I think that they're always striving to be a little bit higher, and they're always, you know, trying out new things, and they don't ever just get kind of stagnant in what they're doing. I think that's no matter if you have, you know, 5 subscribers or, you know, 5 million.
Definitely. Most definitely. You nailed it on the head right there. You're 100% right. And anybody who's successful at anything, whether it's an actor, a singer, a musician, whatever you think of, a painter, they live to be challenged.
Yes, very true.
Right. You know, that's what makes them great at what they do.
Yeah.
You know, I used to hang
when I worked in music. You should enjoy. That should be the fun that is that you enjoy the process. You know, like it's got to be fun for you.
Because otherwise it's going to be so mundane onto it.
Yeah.
And I do see it. I mean, we see a lot of channels, so we see everything going on. And there are some that like, I picked up my cell phone, you know, I want to be a YouTuber, get a couple million subscribers in about a year, make some coin. It's like, no, you're not. 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 And it's got nothing to do with the low quality. It's got to do that you don't care. And you've just shown it right there, because you've said what you care about, making some money and 1 million subscribers. It's right there. You know?
Oh my gosh, I think that's it. Yeah, you said it in the first, they say it in the first sentence and you're like, done.
Yeah, exactly. It's the biggest turn off in the world, you know, because you know, as an audience viewer at that moment, you don't matter. You're just a brick.
Right.
Yes.
You know?
Right. Yeah, you no longer connect to me as the viewer. It's all about you as the person, you know, the
Right.
creator. And it's like, well, I don't care that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. You basically, you're right though. You said I don't care. I
Right.
really believe that in that line. You said you don't matter. You're not who I'm going to be going at. Only once I'm in a million, you'll start to matter.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's good to have hopes and dreams, but you've got to enjoy that ride along the way because it might never
Absolutely.
come.
Yes.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
We had watched, I don't remember who it was, but some of the bigger, you know, bigger YouTubers again. I think there was maybe a year ago when there was a scare and some channels were going like, was it dark or something? And then, you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
come and they talk about it on their channel, like, you know, like hysterical and upset. And it's all because they're not getting paid. And I get it. That's their livelihood now. But it does make you, the viewer, sitting at home kind of feel like, well, gee, I'm only worth as much as,
Yep.
you know, as
Yeah.
money as you're getting. I guess you don't want to vlog anymore.
Right. Like the
So-
vlogging was not worth it
Right.
now.
And
Yeah,
they were saying-
exactly.
100 subscribers, and we're like, well, we're still putting up. We're not getting it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're not getting
No,
paid,
I think
you
that's
know?
something. I
Like-
think as people get bigger, they have to remember and keep that spirit of that
Yep.
person that had 5 subscribers when they
Right.
remember who you were. It's like just anything in life. Remember where you came from.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
definitely. You know,
No,
and that is a good point of it. I mean, and so it also keeps your content going well. When you start to disconnect, look at bands, you've seen them where they've taken an awful left turn. And it's good to experiment what you guys are saying because that is important. But also,
Yeah.
that's a different thing where they've disconnected from where they've come from and don't
Right.
care about the audience anymore. And then all of a sudden, you know how that works out in the end. It's not pretty.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some big channels have gone through it. Some big channels that barely get any views anymore or shut
Right.
down. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think somebody asked that question on our live last week. They're asking something about like if we went big, you know, how would we be or whatever. But their point that they were getting at was how some of the bigger YouTubers they don't connect to anymore,
Right.
and that they somehow they can't relate anymore. And I called it like the Oprah syndrome.
yes.
You know, like Oprah was so good at connecting to the public, but at some point, it's not even her fault. At some
Right.
point, she's like this multi-billionaire.
Yes.
Like, it's like, how can I relate to her? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like when YouTubers do it, you know, it's one thing for Oprah. You know, you're worth $10 billion.
Yeah.
You're gonna change. You know what I mean?
You're human. You got to change a little from that.
You know what I mean? But like when it's like you're like a family vlog or whatever you are for being a YouTuber, if you no longer connect to your audience, like it's all, then what's the point anymore?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you've lost the purpose behind it.
And it's been a big thing we've noticed too with a lot of family channels, the big channels, and you guys have probably noticed it too. The real clickbait, like shocking,
Yes.
you know, like
Yeah.
title that they found this, and so we've had to kind of sit the kids down, and our little ones don't really understand as much as the older one, but we've had to kind of, because he's into that, he's into watching, like, and he's like, can you believe this is happening to them every day? Their dog's getting lost.
Yeah, I know.
Oh
I
my
know. I
God.
know.
Like, well, and so that was always a big thing too with us. We're always like, I don't want that. I mean, it's great. Some of people like it stuff, but for us, it's like, I couldn't keep that going. Like, I just, so that's kind of a little bit of a fine line with kids. I think it's hard to make them understand that, like, you know, that's not always, there's not always this exciting thing happening in their
Yeah,
channel.
exactly. You know, like kid was eaten by a shark, you know, and they do the editing and stuff, and oh my God, it's awful, you know.
Right.
And
So,
it's a great
not
way
that
to
I don't watch, but,
Well,
but it's hard for the family to keep up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I take the bait. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, if you have kids.
Well, I always say clickbait is like cholesterol. There's good and bad.
Yes,
If
Yeah.
something
right?
really
Yes.
did happen, you can accentuate it in the picture to catch some people. But if you blatantly lie or do anything,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
as human
Totally
beings, we already know the line. And I always
Right.
tell people, look at your own thumbnail before you put it out. Would you be offended by that? Would that be going too far? You know already, you know. So,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
because if something does bother you inside and you look at it with fresh eyes, and I always say, look at everything before it goes as if you were the viewer, which is hard to do. It's very hard to do, but you got to. Would I be offended? Would I not want to watch it somebody anymore because or not watch this video because of it?
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because sometimes things sound good in the moment when you're planning them in your head, but they can really backfire.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. I totally agree. And I've been in that moment, you know, where we're watching somebody and whatever they've done, you know, not to get too specific, but it turns me off. And now I don't really care to watch them anymore. And yet
Yeah.
I was, you know, a viewer. I was a subscriber for, you know, 2 years. And now it's like, nah, I don't even want to watch now. You know?
Yeah, no, it does happen. I mean,
Yeah.
look at with food. Like if you had sometime, you know, they not tainted bad, but you know, they try to play with the recipe or something like that. It's amazing how people can lose a business over stuff like that. People
Restaurants,
Right.
Very true.
Right.
True.
emotional connection to a brand is everything, and we are a brand on here. Once we're on, we're a brand. You know,
Yes,
Right,
it's
right.
very true. Yeah.
and we don't want to ruin it because it's already hard enough to get on here and grow. You want everything working in your favor. So,
Right. Yeah.
That's true.
but as you grow too, it's hard. Like you got to stay connected to your content, but too, it's hard to stay connected to the creators. And I do see that some are getting bigger. You know, like I'm talking 50. I know 200,000. It's hard because they're propelled into a whole new level, and now they're at the bottom of that whole new scale. And they got to meet everybody in there, and now things are getting more intense, and now bigger endorsers want to talk to you.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you feel pressured maybe to go one way or the other.
Exactly. It's like musicians in LA in the 80s, you know, oh man, we're always going to be playing together. No, you're not, because if one gets big, it's all good intentions and everybody says it, but it's not going to happen, you know?
Right. Very
Yes,
true.
it's true. That's true, actually. Yeah.
And it's not that they don't like them, it's just the way things go. You know, then they're into a whole new world. And by the time they adjust, you've already been apart 8 months, 10 months, a year. And,
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
so,
Very true.
but stay connected to your content.
One of those things, something I've noticed too is when people do go big, and Sarah and I have talked about this, is a lot of them end up hiring on editors.
Yes.
That now are the editor, and you know, for Sarah and I, Sarah's like, I'll never do that.
Well, I don't think we're
she's
ever
our
gonna get to that point. But,
well, yeah.
But it's interesting to me because so much of YouTube for me is the connection with the people that we talk to
Yeah.
and our, subscribers and stuff. But also, like I said, the editing. I mean, the editing is so fun to me. Like, I love that. And I would love to take, hear from other people that are really techie and great at editing, like to get tips and stuff. But to me, and maybe that's not to everybody, but to me, that's a big part of the love of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah,
it's
you'll always be our editor.
Fired, Dad. He's not fired.
Job security.
So.
I love editing. Oh, we're getting that echo back again.
What is
What
going
is
on?
We have our clock going.
We have a ghost. Panic D. We have a ghost in the video.
Yeah.
I think we'll just do the same as last time. I'll just send you a new link. Make it easier for you
Okay.
guys.
Okay. Let's do that.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
We're not going to put these poor people through all that. There we go.
This
That
is so
I've
weird.
never seen this before, ever.
Wow. Panic D. Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
What's
Come on, Panic
going
D.
on?
Get,
Oh, my goodness.
there we go. At least we'll be able to get them back quickly, so I'm not even closing the window.
Yes.
Oh, here, we can just put up. I keep forgetting I have my...
Guys, don't forget to like and share, please.
Yes.
We still have plenty of time with these amazing two people. Amazing. So much energy, so much optimism and smiles. I hope you guys get some of that. A good kind of contagious, as you say.
Yep.
That's right. Hope you get some of that too.
They're really awesome. Oh my God, they're so amazing. And I'm just getting into the editing part with her. That's what I want to talk about too. Because
Yes.
anybody knows me, that is definitely my passion. So
Yes, definitely that, guys. And yes, we're gonna get to the Blue Ridge group selfies at the end of the stream, so don't worry, we're gonna get back to them as well.
there we go. We're just gonna get them back on, guys. It takes a second, and then we'll be ready to go. Thank you guys for joining us so much tonight, and keep hanging in there. We got lots more conversation to come. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. If you haven't tweeted out, please do. That really does help. And if you're new here, we love having you guys here. It's such a pleasure. Hopefully you can consider subscribing and see all the other things that we do here. We are on 6 nights a week. We do interviews. We do tech talk. Everything. That's a fun night. We had that last night. It's every Tuesday, and that's probably our favorite night of the week. Next to the interviews, of course, which are awesome with all these great people. But it's where we get to interact with you guys the most. There's our schedule, guys, which can be found in our About section. Except for tomorrow, where we're on at 1 p.m. Every other night, we're on at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's right.
There we go. And we got them back, guys. How are you?
We're good.
Long time missing.
Yes, there, all good. No ghosts.
Well, Marianne from Panic D Video said it's been driving her crazy when she's been looking at Rich the whole time where she knows him from. She said he looks identical to their best man at their wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're a good-looking guy then.
A doppelganger. Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
So there you go. We're getting into editing. I just don't want to get off that topic for a second because that is my favorite part by far on this because that's where I feel the most creative.
Right,
Okay.
right.
If I could have my choice, I would rather hire somebody to go out and shoot the video and just leave me to edit. I enjoy that more.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
And do you feel that fulfillment with it as a creative, like, because you seem to be a very creative person, you feel it as an outlet for it? Editing?
I do. I mean, I do. I definitely, like I said, the kids go to bed, and then that's usually when I'm like, okay, everything's flowing. I'm like ready to do it. And yeah, I'll wake him up. I'll be like, you have to see this. Is this good? You think this intro is good? And he's just kind of like, whatever. I'll see it tomorrow. Okay, it's good. And then I'll call my mom. Can you look at this before I put it public? You know. Yeah. But yeah, it's really. I think you're right. And sometimes it's. I think sometimes you have to think too, like, even if someone else doesn't love it necessarily, like if I love it, then that's what matters. You know, I love it. And like I said in the beginning kind of too, it's, I want my kids to see it someday. And so sometimes there's times where we'll say something in the channel and we'll go, today's like, you know, this is our kids' soccer tournament. It's really going to be more about for us watching this years from now. If you want to, you know, and people will still write it because there's, you know, we have ladies that end up liking our kids and they'll send our kids little things. And so it's, or send little messages. So, but I definitely think you're right. The creative process to me is just, you know, so much fun just dealing with the different fonts and the music. I mean, picking out the music is like my favorite part. Like doing all these different, you know, aspects of it or shots with it. So I agree with you, definitely. And
do you, what do you edit with, by the way? I meant, that was a question I wanted to know. What program?
Right. So we, of course, at first I just was doing the iMovie. Right. And then now we're doing the Wondershare, the Filmora. I always say that wrong.
Filmora?
Yeah, Filmora. We have Final Cut Pro, but I go back and forth. So, I mean, sometimes I'll use that. But lately I've been liking the Filmora one. So yeah, what do you use?
Adobe Premiere.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've been working. That's what I studied on. I've just been on it for so long. Creature of habit at this point.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm scared to always change because then it's like I have to relearn everything in my head. I don't know why. It's like intimidating to me sometimes.
We have a business doing it, so it pays off, but I really find Adobe very expensive. Like I find it's a waste of money for most people, especially with the options that are out today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it to a lot of people. I like working with it, and it's an amazing program. Yeah. But because it's a monthly subscription, and by the time you start adding everything up, I don't know. I just find it gets expensive. So
okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's good in a way that you get updates all the time instead of like it used to be where you only get updated when you get the new version.
Yes, that's true.
That's kind of is cool. But other than that, if you don't use it like in a professionally, so to say, it is a lot of money for that for sure. Definitely. There was actually 2 questions with regards to video editing, so if I can squeeze them in here since they are about the subject. So there was a question about when filming, do you record a lot of footage and edit stuff out, or do you record small snippets of events and plan the vlog ahead of time?
Yeah, okay. So I think there's like 2 parts to it. I think there's times, like we said about like Disneyland or something, there's times when we'll kind of know if there's an event in the day, like I don't know, if we were going to a wedding or if there was a special, like he's in the the Marine Corps, so we had the Marine Corps birthday ball. So sometimes we'll only plan to film 10 minutes at that event, and then really I'll end up splicing it down and it's maybe a minute and a half of it. You'll see, kind of thing. But then there's other times when we say, oh, we're going to film, like our kids had their little Christmas pageant and we filmed a good, I don't know, 10 minutes of it, 5 minutes of it in the vlog, which was a lot for me for one segment, And there's also times too where we have, because I homeschool, we have a little school room. We turn one of our bedrooms into a school room, and we have a giant whiteboard that I do school on for the kids. It's like one of our walls, but we have an area that it's so like cheesy, but we took like blue masking tape, and Rich and I just made a little calendar, and we have in there a lot of times like, and we don't always stick to it, but we try to say like, okay, well, Monday, let's do some sort of family vlog. So then we kind of know the week before we want to have a family vlog go out on Monday. So anything going on with family this week before, let's make sure we get footage of it. So, and then we'll kind of go through and edit. And then, or we'll say we want to post a Disneyland vlog on Thursday because we're going to Disney. And we do our lives every Saturday night. So we kind of have a rough idea of what we want, but there's times, life happens. My kids get sick. I get sick. I say we'll post every day, but then we don't. So that is my first thing, I think, is that I'm not consistent sometimes in doing like same time, and I should be, because I've heard that everybody says you should be. So I should probably do that better. But so we kind of do 2 parts to it, I think. There's
there's definitely, like, I think she films a lot more. I mean, obviously she films a lot more than what the audience sees.
Right.
So she
Yeah.
definitely is
Right.
cutting things out,
Right. Yes.
which is a technique I think of ours, because what she really is doing is we don't do like double takes, you know. So what
Right.
you're getting
Right.
is really who we are and
Yeah.
what was done in the moment.
Mhm.
So that's why she is filming so much to then cut
Kind
it
of slow
down.
a
Yeah.
little bit. And I like to keep, and it's just my style. I mean, we change it sometimes, but I like to keep it kind of flowing so that you don't feel like you're just sitting there for 10 minutes watching our kids play.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I like
Right.
to kind of just move on to the next,
Yeah.
while still kind of keeping the storyline into like 7 to 10 minutes kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. And I feel like sometimes, you know, your filming could not be that great, but if you do the right splicing and you have the right music, then it kind of can flow better than, I mean, there's times when I'm like, I didn't film this well at all, but then you get the music in and you're like, that's not so bad. So yeah.
Oh, that's well. I mean, that's you still got to edit. You still got a lot of footage. Editing doesn't necessarily mean you're taking anything out of the story that doesn't tell a true tale. It's just the proper way to lay out your chapters if you want.
Right. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes I'm sure you can relate that too. We'll kind of have an idea, or at least I do sometimes when I'm filming, I have an idea in my mind a little bit of how it's going to play out when I go to edit it. Do you feel like you get that too? Right.
All the time.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like she'll film, I don't know where sometimes I'm like, I don't know where you're going with this. And then I watch it, I'm like, oh.
Even when we do a wedding and that, a lot of times I'll see the bride doing stuff or things like that, or a corporate, and right away I already have an idea of how this is going to play out. I might know the song right away, but I know what song is going to work with it and stuff. And you know, I like shooting like music video style. I've always been like that, you know. So there's a video I did. She brought the 80s back to Montreal with my niece into it. And I had this song for like 5 months, and I heard it, and I knew what I wanted. I knew I was going to work with it, but I just didn't have the right material. And then one night, she did a photo shoot with my niece, like, 8 months before that?
Yes, yeah.
And I'm like, I know it. I'm going to do an 80s video. I'm going to do the cheesy 80s video that I never got to make because I was too young growing up. I'm going to make it now. And then it all takes shape.
Yeah. That's what it is. And that's the creative process right there, you know, is that you get, you get that thought in your head and you can kind of see it. But I like that you did that. You waited on that song until you had it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For what I shoot on my personal stuff, the music a lot of times comes before the footage.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it to have a voice because I don't do almost anything in my home stuff that has any people into it. Because we shoot a lot of people and a lot of stuff in our day-to-day stuff. So I find it challenging to give a voice to something that doesn't have a voice.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You know, so it's that's part of the challenging yourself to get better. Is I always want to do things like that. That's where I kind of want to push my boundaries a bit more. Shoot out of my comfort zone, edit out of my comfort zone, and I always try to learn 3 new techniques every video. That's my goal.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
Yep, not enough to make you sick of it because too much will be overkill.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
And you'll sometimes even lose your style in that, I find, if you go too many.
Right.
But some just enough to keep you wanting to do more. Like you were saying about being challenged a while ago. That's the whole reason why. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
And they don't have to be anything big. Like sometimes when people hear that, they think like, oh, 3 new effects. And it's not that. It can be just different way of shooting a tiny bit or just a different way of introducing the scene. And it doesn't have to be gigantic. It doesn't have to be Steven Spielberg. Just things that makes the story a little bit better to tell.
Exactly.
Right,
yeah. No, I love it. It's true.
Yeah.
It's very
Thank you, John Plans, for the question.
Oh, that was John. Okay.
Yes, and we had a question from Lele. Do you have any tips, like let's say top 3 tips for editing? What should somebody starting doing that? What should they do?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's a hard. I'm gonna have to have you guys weigh in too a little bit. Let me think. Top 3 tips for editing. What do you think?
I think what you've said. I think the number 1 is to kind of think it through ahead of time, right? Like
I think a little bit. Yeah, you have to have.
That's where I help a little.
As
far as like thinking it through of like what we want to capture, and then how you display that. That's all you. I can't even say
Have an idea. Yeah, he'll tell me too. Like I said, we've been together since we were 17, 18 years
I love
old.
that.
Something, and he can tell, and it doesn't even hurt me. He'll be just like, that's not good.
You pick that song?
Right. And then he'll start talking. I'll just be like, in the zone.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
someone having kind of a vision in your head. I feel like that is the biggest thing for me, is that if I can kind of have, and I don't know if I'm going to put this into words, right? I'm Italian and Mexican, so I use my hands a lot. So I'm going to try and get out to you guys. But I feel like I sometimes, and I'm sure you do too, I want to feel what the viewer's going to feel in that moment when they watch it. So if we're somewhere with our kids, like Disneyland's always a big one for me, because there's so many of those magical moments you're trying to capture without like totally overdoing it with kid footage, you know, and making it feel like an adult would want to watch it. And I feel like that is a big part of it. Like, how am I, somebody is seeing maybe this concept or this place for the first time, and what emotions am I trying to kind of evoke out of that person? Right. So I think that to me is like the number one thing, is kind of know your audience, try and see what you're try and get out that emotion, and then I don't know, the rest just kind of comes. I feel like the rest just falls into place a little bit when you
and I think pay attention to what you like. Like, we talk about this all the time. We'll be watching people like, oh, I like the way they did that, and then she'll mess around with it, you know, and she makes it her own. It always, no matter how much we might like what somebody else did, it becomes Sarah's. You know what I mean? Once she's doing it for herself, and I'm sure like most editors are this way. And then like that kind of helps develop you too, I think, because like,
and like what you're filming too, I think. I've got some, can't even narrow it down to 3. I'll stop. But I like what you're filming. Genuinely like what we just did a taco date night video with JCTV, our family adventure, and we live in LA. It's like the land of tacos. Everybody's got them. Everybody claims they have the best taco. And we did this whole where they picked 5 places, we picked 5 places. We didn't tell each other the places. We all went out. We went to like, you know, street, not so nice areas, ate tacos. We went to nicer areas. And it was something we all loved. We all loved food.
We all had a good time.
So I think you have to genuinely enjoy, you know.
Right, because that comes through. Like, if we're having a good time, I believe it comes, because, well, that's how it works for me when I'm watching as the viewers. If they're like, dude, perfect. They're having a great time. We love watching them because we are having a good time watching them have a good time.
And I think I'm more excited to edit videos that I enjoyed filming. that I enjoyed. So that's it. I guess that's our 10 for you.
And honestly, there were amazing ones, and I couldn't agree with you more on what you guys said. You guys really, really nailed it onto it. It is I couldn't put it any better myself. I love it. That is the true way to look at it. And like you said, you brought up a good point, because I said about the niches as we learn about them. You guys brought up a good point for your niche. It's hard sometimes when it's kid-based, but also to keep it appealing to adults. It's not that people don't like kids. But you got to keep that mix as if it is in real life. Your life isn't kids around you 24/7.
Right.
So your video, you know, that balance, and that's something I never even thought of that before. But you guys do a good job of it.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, and I have to say, I just love that you say niche, because I say niche and niche, it drives me crazy. So I'm so glad you say niche and not niche like him.
I was raised Anglo, but I think it's I think it's the French part of me from Quebec.
I say it too. I don't even know why. I love it. I say niche all the time.
Well, and she'll be like, well, how do you say foyer? You say foyer. You don't say foyer. Because a lot of people will say foyer, and I'm like, yeah, that is wrong. And she's like, then why not niche?
Like,
and I'm like, you're kind of right. But
he thinks I'm being pretentious when I do it, but I'm not. I just like to say it.
Well, that's because we're editors. We're pretentious by nature. That's our key. We got... That's what makes us special as editors, right, sir? Oh my God, Cab 7.
Oh my God, you've kind of a friend in Cab. Thank you for what you do, my friends. Well, thank you for your generosity, Cab, our friend. Not necessary, but thank you so much.
Sorry, I just seen the orange.
Wow.
Guys, if anybody hasn't checked out Cab 7, no, he didn't pay for it. He's one of the kindest people. Please check him out. One of the most inspirational people on YouTube.
Awesome.
We're checking him out.
Oh yeah, he is one of the funniest. He does inspirational, and he's also got one of the greatest sense of humors ever. And I mean, I've watched him make people cry, him cry. He is a heart of gold. So
his voice is so calming. I used to fall asleep with his voice just because I have chronic pain, and just it would you know, it wasn't boring to fall asleep. It's just his voice was so calming, soothing. That I would put him on to listen to help me fall asleep. You definitely got to check him out.
Check him out.
No, I know exactly what you mean. We've got people like that too, where it's like it's soothing, it's comforting.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's that that's the heart into it. You know, like there's a guy who just shoots in his garage. And you know, he's actually a veteran as well. He always, by the way, so he's going to be very happy, very pleased to greet you. He's very big on commemorating veterans and all that. That's a very important part of him. Anybody who's served any type in the service. So
awesome.
he's going to have a shiny spot in his heart right now, I guarantee you. So he'll be checking you out. So
very cool. We will check him out for sure.
Well, that's good to meet so many people. There's so many avenues here on YouTube, you know, and like we said tonight about YouTube, it is like a gun. A gun in the right hands is a great tool, in the wrong hands is a weapon. Same as YouTube, and you can pick your own destiny on here and meet some amazing channels.
Yes,
you really
absolutely.
can.
I like that you said that. Pick your own destiny. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you know, it's you gotta make it a good place for you, and if you make it a good place for you, it'll be good for others as well. I truly believe that. So
Right.
Where do you guys see your channel wanting to go? We're not ending yet, but I really want to hear this from you guys. I'm curious. You guys kind of sound like you now have a path, but do you have it set where you want to go? Because you still said you're experimenting a bit. Do you have a goal in mind? Maybe 6 months, 12 months, 2 years down the road?
You know what? I feel like he's more he's more ground the marine. You know, he's more, and I'm all over the place. So what do you think?
Yeah,
that'd be a good question.
I think honestly, we have found. I think we've more found our voice in this in like the last year, and so really, it's just a matter of like in a year and 2 years. I mean, we really kind of want to just keep doing what we've been doing, staying true to ourselves. And then the idea is to like, if we can develop this, and I could see us doing like another side channel or two that is maybe more of a niche. See what I did there? But
good man, I'm proud of you.
I could see us developing some of those sort of things, like other little outlets too, to kind of not supplement our channel, but just be more specific towards something else as well.
He's in real estate, and so we've got a couple ideas maybe down the line. I don't know if it'd be, I guess it'd be an offshoot of this channel, but still have this channel, but kind of a little avenue. But yeah, I think, and as far as like, people ask us that too, like, well, how many subscribers do you hope to gain in the year, or this or that? And I really just look at it like, I think it's a slow and steady, and you just want to gain, you want to gain a loyal audience. I don't, you know, you just want to gain a loyal amount of people that enjoy you and you enjoy them. I enjoy I enjoy comments people leave us. So our kids, I read it to them before bed, the nice comments. I mean, we really get mean ones sometimes, but the nice comments I like to read to the kids, because it makes, they're like, oh, they heard my piano song, or they heard, you know. So, I think I don't really know if I put a number as much as I just kind of think like, just slow and steady, kind of keep,
and I guess we're at that spot of like, whatever comes of it's what comes of it. We talked about, you know, we could do this for the next 10 years because it's a hobby, you know, like we don't feel like it's work. Sarah does so much. Like, anybody who thinks this is easy, you're mistaken. You know, like, this is like easily a part-time job for Sarah. She's, as much as she puts in, it's got to be like at least 4 hours a day at least. And
you guys know how to,
you know what I mean? And so, but like for us, we enjoy it enough that like, you know, we could do this for another 10 years. So whatever comes of it, you know, it's something we truly love. I don't, you know, I like to get into the analytics, and I like to see what projections are. And, you know, I get into like how you go about, you know, doing all the technical parts of it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to set goals that then we just then it feels like, oh, did we reach it? And then we're only working for like subscribers, you know, like what's my count now? And I think maybe in the beginning I was kind of like that.
Oh yeah, I think everybody is.
No, but then you know, you really kind of develop a love for just the process of it. Like we've been talking today, it's like once you love the process, then it's really not about the number anymore. And whatever comes of the number for me just means, well, now we have like a bigger influence, which means we have a bigger responsibility, and we need to think about, you know, how can we utilize that best? How can we make another positive impact? That's why I get into the idea of maybe we'll do a few offshoot channels that we can use, you know, our, you know, vlog to kind of help facilitate something else, maybe more of a niche or something like that. outside of that, I don't really put numbers on it, and I don't want to plan it quite like that, because I feel like you're going to be disappointed, or you're hitting your marks, but that's all you're doing it for.
Well, so, yeah, when you set up shop, you want people to watch, and it is important, but it's not everything. And that's what I always say. There is a happy medium in everything in life, and that comes to YouTube as well. You need subscribers because you need somebody to watch, but it's not everything. You need watch time, but it's not everything. You need to experiment, but you got to be loyal. I mean, everything has got to be within reason.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And it is, you know.
And I love that you guys on your channel too, how, you know, when somebody on the wheel and you'll get somebody up there and you really delve into the channel and you make it for all of us who are watching, we kind of like, oh yeah, look at that thumbnail. That's a cool thing. Or a lot of times I'll get advice too. Like you're saying, oh, let's change this or change that. And I'm like, oh, I got to go. I'm like taking notes. Like I got to do this. I got to do that.
Yeah.
But it's also nice too, because you really give an insight into channels that I might not ever find sometime.
Right.
And they might not ever find me because YouTube's so huge. So it's nice that you really do they really put that time into really showcasing a channel and giving it its fair time and everything. So I
appreciate that. I mean, because that's what it is, you know. And there's only gonna be somebody say, "Oh, I was a suffer." Well, if somebody comes in and does suffer, that's their choice. They're gonna miss out on the stuff, and then it benefits more the ones who don't want that and want to listen to the advice and all the channel. Well, they're gonna get more time because they're gonna be asking the questions. So, you know, you make out of everything what you want, and it's like a store, like a mall. I always think of, especially the shoutouts, like a mall, and there's all these stores. And you can't, once you open a store, you can't force who's going to walk in and look at what you got. And not everybody's going to buy what you have. And we always say that, you know, even when somebody gets 1,000, congratulations, we got you 50 subscribers to do that. But now it's your job to keep them.
Exactly.
You know, and if some don't, even if you put your best foot forward, some are not going to do it. Some are going to sub, they're going to be gone. And that's the same as the most beautiful store in the world. You're going to have people come in and put their hands on the Ferrari and walk out. They had no intentions of buying it. They just wanted to say that they had your business card. But focus on the ones that do want to buy. Like, put all your energy into them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
You know, YouTube is going to take care of the ones who just came in and left. And there's nothing we can do about it. Why stress ourselves to the point of obsession over it?
Right.
Support.
Absolutely.
Put everything you got into the people that want to come and see you. And I truly believe that.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Because that's what I didn't like about the 1,000, 4,000. I'm sure you guys watched enough to hear me saying it. It's like a Valentine's Day. It's like a fake holiday now all of a sudden. And it's created this gold rush mentality. You know, it's like, it's not, the sentiment's nice at first, but when you really get down to it, it doesn't change anything once you get there.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. It's really just a fictitious number out there.
It is, you know, it's like some sort of monumental number that's not really monumental, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
very true.
It's the long haul. And even us, when we hit 5,000, I say it to myself, the same as anybody, right away, this is not the ending. This is just the beginning. Like, you know, enjoy it for the moment, but then it's time to move on and now go to bigger and better. So not necessarily meaning becoming a millionaire, just always pushing yourself a bit further to that next thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always pushing.
You know? Because what I was going to ask you guys that, like, you know, we get that sometimes, like, you know, we'll walk into a chat and I'm almost like red with embarrassment, like, oh my God, Pucha Studios came in. We're such a small channel. You know what I mean? I don't feel any different now than I did when I had 500. I can help more people. Like you said, there's more of, you're more in the camera, like, you know, people are watching for, you want to do better to inspire them the right way.
Right.
But do you guys feel that same way too? Because, I mean, you guys are getting bigger now, you know, and stuff. Do you still feel the same as you did when you were a small channel?
Yeah. I feel like, the only difference is a little bit, like, I've learned how to, you know, maybe work the computer a little better as far as editing or something like that, or music. Like, I didn't know about, you know, certain, but other than that, you still feel like the same people, and you just want to add content more. And just, I feel like the only thing maybe changes, I feel like I enjoy putting up more, like more of, and I've kind of gotten better at maybe, I guess maybe kind of realizing what some of our audience likes and doesn't like, kind of thing. But other than that, you know, it's been, I think you're right. You're just kind of, and like you said, helping more people or putting more out there that and people enjoy. It's all kind of hand in hand there. So yeah, I definitely think you're right on.
Because like I always say, like, the water doesn't taste any better. The air isn't any different. It's the same. I get stuck on numbers the same as everybody else. I have things that, you know, that are driving me crazy the same as I did back then. It's a different number, but the same scenario.
Yeah,
definitely. And like, we had Lunatic Dad who just hit 15,000. We were talking about last night he's gonna have a giveaway, and like, he's the first one to say, I'm a small channel. Like, I'm a small channel. You know, you know, until you get into 50,000, that's when you start wondering, can this really go somewhere?
Right.
And at
Yeah.
100,000, you start to wonder, well, maybe this could be a pretty good sideline, or maybe it's time to quit the job. And
Yeah.
you know, within the next 100,000, I might have to start looking at if I'm going to do this full, you know.
Right.
You don't do that at 15, 20,000, 25,000.
Yeah, right.
It's a hobby still,
It's a
yeah.
hobby, you know. So.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Because, yeah, you guys are growing pretty well. I mean, you guys are coming along pretty good.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been cool to get the growth when we're enjoying it so
Yes.
much. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what's neat too, is you do kind of get like instantaneous feedback. You know, you put a video out there and
That's
you start
true.
tracking how many views it's getting, and you can tell like, hey, that worked or that didn't work as well.
Right.
And that's part of the fun too, of just kind of
Yeah, and sometimes as you
You know?
do different videos, I'm noticing like different subject matter that still my family viewers would want to see. It's interesting to see as we pick up new, like very loyal viewers, you know, from just because we posted a few videos in a different subject or a different,
Right.
you know, genre kind of thing. And it's amazing to me because you'll find these new people and they're like, oh, and they're, you know, they're commenting every time, or they're the ones, you know, commenting to you privately. And so it's neat. You're like, if I never would have done that video, I might not have ever met
Right.
that person, you know?
right. Yeah.
Or like, I think we met a few people just through commenting on other YouTube channels.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
Like, and then we met some of our really good friends that way. So
Right,
it's just
yeah.
interesting how that works. It's just so crazy to me. So
It's kind of
yeah.
a bit like lurking. I love that. If I go to a channel, say I'm on your channel, I'm like, I love this channel, and I see comments down below. I like looking at who commented, because you know what? If they know people, if you're a good channel, chances are there's some really great channels that connect to them as well. And I'll look through it. I've found some gems in there. I'm like,
Yes.
Yep.
you
Yes.
know, it's some that got like 50 subscribers, and I'm like, these guys should have 1 million easily.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
keep your eyes out everywhere you go. Give everybody a chance. Never judge them on what they do, unless I always say the only things I will is anything hate speech or anything like that's the only thing that get an axe right away.
Agree.
Anything
Yeah.
else, if it's something I've never done before, we always bring up Pauline Newman, who does Dooney bags. I'm finally saying it properly
Yes,
after
the
you
first
corrected me
time.
50 times. She has nothing but mechanics and stuff sitting in there. She does these bags, but people like the way she is. She's personable. She's friendly. She's, you know, it's amazing. It just shows you the power of what a good character can, not a character she's pretending to be somebody. Her character being good can draw everybody in.
Personality. yes.
Personality is key.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely does. Yeah. Very true. No, I know that's the same thing we say. Yeah, all the time when we'll find a new one, we're like, oh my, we met a YouTuber at Disneyland a few months ago,
Yes. Right.
and
yeah.
and he was a small channel kind of starting, and we said the same thing. We're like, oh my gosh, the content's great, and we really ended up liking them as
Right.
a couple, and we're like, this is great. Like this is
Yeah.
so yeah. I think you're right. If you who you are comes out in it, and more people will see that shine, you know, and kind of follow along. So
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. And like I say, you're keeping original so nobody can ever be you. And you'll
Right.
always have a fresh take on something because nobody else can be you. It's so
Yeah.
Right.
important, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
And stay the course, you know. And you guys are. I mean, and it's good to experiment within your realm. I'm watching people sometimes like 1 week they're this channel, the next weekend they're that channel, and back and forth. Your audience can't connect with you. They don't know what you do, and they don't know what's coming, you know.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
true.
and it's
Yeah.
kind of it's a branding mistake.
Yes,
You know,
that's right.
you're giving somebody a certain brand, and that brand should be you. So be true to that. You know, like stay the course, like you're saying, and
Right.
make sure you give them some sort of continuity. You know.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not, you want the, you know, as a viewer, I know when we watch channels too, it's comforting to me when they kind of stay the same intros
Yes.
or change it very little. It's comfort, you know.
Yeah,
It sets boundaries and it sets my little world right. So I think you're right. It's the same. We just kind of crave that as humans, you know.
It's like the new Coke was in the 80s, you know. Just that was a.
Right.
I always will think of that into it. You know, it was that example of even the most trusted, adored brand when somebody makes a big change can really be detrimental.
Very true.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yep.
because some people can be great at something. Like you guys could be great at, and we could be awful at doing family vlog. I mean, you just because somebody else is having success with it doesn't mean you can emulate it.
Right.
Because
That's
it's a
true.
package.
Right.
You know, yes, they have a good idea and it's running, but also it takes the people behind it to make it what it is.
Well, there's lots of running pieces together, you know. It's got to go kind of like a well-oiled machine if it goes well,
Yes.
right? You can't just remove one piece, well, you know, and use it. It's not going to work that way. You kind of have to have the whole package, right? And only you can make your package because you are you and nobody else, all right? So like we were getting back to the beginning of the stream, being real is the best approach because you know yourself and you can go in a long run with the way you are and not being an act of something, right?
The simple joys said, yes, Pusa Studios, that's right, Andrew. I'm not a gamer and don't follow the gameplay much, but there are some people I call in to all the time and talk because I love their personality and approach. It's a great example of that right there. Exactly.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
We talked so much about all of the content of your lives. I kind of wanted to tie it together with how we titled this live stream today about balancing family and YouTube. With everything that you have going on, with being a military family, having 3 kids, like twins. I mean, any parent with twins is a hero in my eyes. I don't know, like FYI, I don't know how you guys do it. Like heroes, like right away. But yeah, having a 6-year-old, 2 3-year-olds, law school, YouTube, all of the things that we just talked about seems so full, a lot of that, but you still seem so full with energy, which is amazing. You're like the most energetic family couple I have ever seen on YouTube. How do you do that? How do you balance the family and YouTube? Maybe there is some organizational tips that you have, or time management, or anything like that. How do you manage to have that all going on at the same time and still have time for everything?
Yeah. Wow, that's a great question. Yeah, I think coffee.
Yes.
I'd like coffee for this. No, I think really, well, I have to say, I think it's easier for me probably because my kids are homeschooled. So I'm home a lot already. Mm-hmm. So we're home a lot in the day. I can pick up the camera easily, kind of vlog, that kind of thing. So I think that's kind of a head start a little bit. But the other part of it too is I really think the passion of it drives us. Yeah, is kind of a drive for it. Right. It you wouldn't believe it. Like there's days when we're kind of just slumped up, whatever. We're slumping around. We don't want to go anywhere. We're like, it's easier just like watch TV or the kids play a video game. And sometimes we'll go, hey guys, let's go, let's take the camera out and see what we can do with the kite. Like take the kite out with the camera. And then the kids are like really into that. Like, let's see. So I feel like sometimes it's a matter of being like the cheerleader for the family and he's really good at that. When I'm not having it, it's not into he's a cheerleader. Vice versa, right? Yeah. So I and I feel like somewhat scheduling, like you said, we try to put the kids to bed like around 7:15ish. Not always does that happen. We try and get them in there away from us at 7:15, and then we kind of have our time to plan whatever we're going to do. We do family meetings once a week, and the kids will not always is it YouTube kind of thing, but we talk about just what the week's going to entail. Right. So I think some of that, but other than that, I feel like I'm a really bad scheduler. You see some of these moms on YouTube, and their whole channel is based on like cleaning and scheduling. And I'm like, I just am not there. Like, I'm not good at that. I think some of well is we communicate well as a couple as far as needing to be able to adjust in the day and make sure we are supportive of one another. And the other thing is a lot of what you see is actually like what we're doing, you know what I mean? It's literally we just picked up the camera.
Other than like the obvious skits we do, like if we do something humorous or something like that, but for the most part what we're filming is really like what's going on in our lives, which is why you probably don't see as much of me because I'm at work.
You know what I mean? And then that's hard for me to make it interesting without him because I feel like now who do I bounce something off of this video? So, but yeah, I think you're right. I think just always having that camera with you, taking it with you wherever, making sure you're not overdoing it with the kids pulling it out, but getting enough that it just kind of fit vlogging into your day.
I feel like we fit it into our lives as opposed to have our lives circumvent or like go or revolve around it, So I think that's key because if you're having YouTube, like if YouTube is the center of what you're doing as a family, you're gonna ruin ruin everybody's life at that, So I think the fact that we fit it into our lives, that's the key, and it's working. And yeah, Sarah's right. We do like a weekly family meeting. So we discuss basically our family, plans and ideas of what we want to do. And we'll, I can be kind of militant about it in the sense of like, let's talk about what we're doing next week. Let's talk about what we're doing 90 days from now. Let's talk about what we want to do next summer. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but it gives us a little focus and a little understanding of like overall what our direction we're taking and why we're going that direction, and even though my oldest is, he's 7 now, even though he's only 7, it still incorporates him in the process and it gets them on the same page. And I don't know, I think things like that is how we do it.
And I think balancing the fun, like if we try to make YouTube fun for them. Like last summer, I wanted to get a pop-up trailer. You know those like little pop-up trailer campers?
I love them.
Yes.
And so Rich was like, really? And I'm like, I'm going to find one on Craigslist. It's going to be cheap. I'll get it for under this price. Like, it's going to be great. We're going to do all this fun stuff with the boys. And we did. And we like this year, we're looking forward. So I think that was kind of, you know, because you tell the kids, of course, we're going camping at the beach or we're doing this. And they're into that already. But then when I think like, oh, we'll take the camera with us too.
Right.
It just adds that much more. And you're really capturing like the real excitement over this and the adventures we'll have with it.
Yeah.
So I think just always have that camera on you. You never know what's gonna. I mean, we have one video from like a year ago or 2 years ago. We were just over by my parents' house, which is like close, you know, it's Southern California area. It's not far from where we live. And like this huge mama bear and her baby bear were like feet from our car. And to us out here in Southern California, we're like thrilled. It's like wildlife. Like we've never seen it.
Of course.
And we had the camera and we just like popped it out. So you just never know what your day adventure is going to bring. Like you really don't. So I think
that's part of it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Very cool.
I hope we answered.
No, you did. No,
definitely.
this is the insight into a channel that you don't get to see on the person's channel.
Right.
And that was one of the things we always wanted to do on here with these interviews was people to get to know you better from what they see on the camera. Not that you're hiding anything, but a bit more about your lives, but also too about the way you approach what you do. I mean, once again, people are listening and learning and taking notes on each other and stuff like that and getting inspired.
Yeah, whenever you have an interview, we feel the same way.
And I think too, one of the things I hate to go back to it, but like if we do set up a calendar and we're planning to film certain things that we want to make vlogs about, we know to also be flexible. Like if it doesn't happen for a certain vlog, like we let it go. You know, if we hold on so tight that we become miserable in the process, you know, trying to make something fit when it didn't fit into our timeline with the family, then that's fine. Like it's got to be okay. And so like if I could give any advice, I would say like it's good to plan ahead, but be very willing to adapt and always be willing to compromise, you know, for your family first. You know, your family needs, your family values should come first. Or else none of it matters, you know, kind of what we were saying before, it doesn't really matter. So, you know, we can be extremely busy. So if, you know, the vlog, the one we wanted to do for Monday doesn't quite turn out because we didn't have the time, so be it. You know what I mean? Like that's life. And then you move on, you know? Or
I get married to the idea of certain videos sometimes because I'll eat, sleep, breathe, dream it.
Yeah.
And then we did one where we thought it'd be this great idea and it didn't really get all. Where we were like, oh, we'll kind of like we'll talk about YouTubers, how to have an original intro.
Right.
And then Rich will go through this whole like Andy Griffith, like what else did we do? Cheers, like all these different intros that we reenacted.
Oh, wow.
And then be like, oh, then we'll come to our own, like you got to be yourself. And I thought, oh, this is so great. Like people are fans. And really how I think of it is like our YouTubers, our subscribers will like this, like kind of thing. And then we did it and it was like, I never really knew how to like title it like well, and it's one of those where we'll always love it. Nobody else will probably ever watch it.
Yes.
So you have to have those two. You have to have some of your favorites that are just yours, even if anything else.
You need to get out there and you need to experiment as well. Like I say, you know, it's not like you're changing courses, but you have to try new material and stuff like that. I mean, like any other person that has talent, I mean, you got to get out and try new things. And I wanted to ask you quick because I was just playing that video and that's something that jogged my memory. I wanted to ask you about how you find homes because you're doing homeschool.
Right.
Do you find YouTube has been a great resource for you that if you didn't have it years ago, like doing homeschooling?
Yes. Oh my goodness, so much. Yes. I don't even think I was a teacher by profession before I had kids. And we didn't have, I mean, there was none of this, you know, I mean, it was just kind of starting probably, you know, 10 years ago. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing to me the amount of free lesson plans or ideas you can find, the community of different homeschool families that we find makes it. And I think too, there's always sometimes a little bit of a like I don't know, kind of a stigma with homeschoolers, and so it's nice through YouTube that it shows just different, you know, it shows a different side of the coin, that it's not all this way. Like we can be this family too. And so yeah, it's a great resource and a great community to lean upon.
It has to be, because I mean that was probably like a very, I don't want to say a lonely path, but I mean just because, especially depending where you lived, it probably was so hard just a couple of years ago to get proper resources. Yeah, the web opened it up some, but I mean YouTube you think would be such a great place, like you say, just the community alone where you get to meet and share ideas and all these things must be invaluable for that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it's even helped our ways of lives, I find, YouTube. It really has.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we're hard on it a lot of times because of the things it throws at us, but there is a lot of amazing things that it's changed. It's just unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I mean, cooking, even like recipes.
Yeah,
I won't even like read a recipe sometimes. I'll just go look up somebody's YouTube on how they did it.
See how they did
I'm a visual learner, so if you're a visual learner, I feel like it's great. You know? So
I love that.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely a new world out there, and I mean, you guys just have such great content. Like, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you guys and just to hear your take on things.
Aww.
And guys, anybody who's been following them, you can see it right here. No difference between the videos and right now. You guys are you're really gems. You really are. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, coming from you all, it's big. Yeah,
it is.
Hey, you guys, it's great channels like you guys. Honestly, that's been always my goal as a live stream bring channel. The better the channels, the better channels are going to come in. I truly believe that. So that's why I appreciate channels like you guys. You're like you help make us look good, so that's why we appreciate it so much.
That's really nice. Yeah,
thank you so much for what you do.
And I know it's been I think a lot of people tonight have found you that might not have known about you already. They definitely know about you guys now, and I've been watching the comments. They're very impressed.
Oh, good. Well, thank you. We love all of them. We're gonna go read them ourselves and go check out all of them.
And
night, we've got our whole night planned now.
I just want to know, what is the big goal for you guys now, like going this point forward? What is the main #1 goal for you guys as a channel? What's in your sights that you want to reach or do?
What do you think? I feel like you are the analytics manager, so he might be the more.
I think, I mean, really our main goal right now is because we're small. And so the main goal is just to be able to, we have an idea of who our target audience is. And so how we can reach them, it's really our goal. It's like, it's us against the YouTube algorithm. Like, how do we get, suggested to as many people as possible, and be able to reach as many people that would be our target market audience. Right. So
and still keep your platform
and being who you are, being true to who your target market is, because we don't want to change who we are, but how do we reach them? And that's the thing. It's like there is so much on YouTube that our channel's just a little channel, trying to float, the best we can. So that's really the focus, just trying to get out there, make a bigger imprint in the algorithm. Get more out there. We talk to get like feedback from our viewers too. Like, hey, what would you like to see of us?
I'd love to know that.
Because that's the whole point. Is like, if there's something more of what we've been doing that they like, we like us doing our like grocery haul challenge. Like, let us know, because then we'll incorporate that more often and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, how do we please our viewers while growing at the same time? Yeah. That's it.
Learning and growing. Learning as we grow.
You guys really do get it. You do. And that's exactly the answer is right there. You guys get it from what you just said. And your analytics are your key. It is. I always use that term. It's your GPS, and you will see where your problems are. And they are boring. They are, but they're so crucial. And at least that's a good thing. As long as one is looking at it, that's good. Because you can bring back the gist of it to everybody. And I mean, you're looking as well. Everybody can't be everything. That's the nice thing when you're doing it as a couple. You can kind of break up that work. I'm lost without Xenia. Like she's a right-hand woman. Everything. That's
you're like Siamese. I can't pronounce never that twins. Siamese twins. Yeah, no, we're in a symbiotic relationship with everything, because we basically spend 24/7 because we work together, YouTube together, family, everything is together. So there's rarely time when we are apart. So really, it has become into the one whole organism. when everybody has their own roles, own responsibilities, kind of, and can't survive without each other.
Yeah, no, definitely, most definitely. Like tags, like she is the queen of tags. Like she'll spend 2 hours every day on these things just for each episode. Like
awesome.
I understand it. I just don't have the patience for it.
Well, but that's why you're a people's person, and I'm not. So.
And he's a very, the accountant thing, like we said, he likes and that's why the orders.
I love it. Like, I get into the analytics, and even the algorithm itself, like that's something that just makes sense to me. So,
yeah, it does.
It works. The team of us works that way. Yeah.
Right. Same with you guys. It's nice to have that person to bounce it off of. So.
But that's what makes a creative team, and it really works well that way.
Right.
It is a lot. Like anybody who does live streams and everything on their own, like my hat goes off to them. I couldn't do it. I mean, I can get through it, but I just don't enjoy it that way. I'd rather her and I together. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah. So anytime you can spread out the work a little bit, hey, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
But you guys get it. You nailed it with what you said about the analytics and everything else, and like how to grow your channel and your goal. You guys understand it, and that's the key to getting there. Even if you didn't get anywhere, God forbid tomorrow, we're just saying for the sake of argument, you still have accomplished something amazing.
Yeah.
And that's something that's what's really great when you there's no way you can lose because you've already won.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are just in the infancy of where you guys are going to go. I truly believe that,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to quote Carla Christensen-Rich. I don't know if you're aware of the name.
Yes, that's my mom.
Oh, that's so cool.
Your channel is exactly as you are. Always feels like I'm really spending time with you.
Thanks, Mom.
That was sweet. That was really sweet. Oh.
There you go. Well, guys, I hope everybody in the chat has checked out our amazing guests here, full of energy. Get some tips on productivity, time management, doing family and YouTube, and being so energetic still. Like I said, the most energetic family vlogger channel that I have encountered, that's for sure. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
Please keep in touch, guys, okay? And like I say, when you guys are big, I want to be able to say, yeah, I knew them. I interviewed them.
Same. You guys are big, and we're like so excited.
Oh, no. Oh my God, no! You guys are a classic channel that just have so much to give, and I really do believe it. It is just so in its infancy. We can't wait to see what else you guys are going to come up with because it's going to be monumental.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you guys. Thank you for everything you do.
To you as well. And you guys have a great night. And thank you so much for your time.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Have a great night, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye now. Oh, my God. They were so amazing.
Yeah. And their energy, once again, is so contagious. And it's just like, well, oh my God, like if they can do it, we can too.
Yeah, really, just a great family,
Hope you guys got that as well. That's amazing. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. There's some reviews. There's live streams on Saturdays. There's date nights. There's some of their family life, Disney. There's lots of content there to enjoy, and they're really a channel that you want to binge watch because they're so positive if you haven't watched them before.
Yeah.
So go and check it out.
I had a lot of fun going through their stuff. Like there's some real, oh my God almighty. It's just great to watch. I really love it.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Andrew put a little bit of the baby shark video that they did as well, which is amazingly funny.
Let's see if I can bring that back up again.
And JCTV, yes, that was one of the questions, so we kind of incorporated that. You guys gotta go over to their channel and check this amazing, talking about getting involved into the family ventures.
Yeah.
I think this truly said that they are a baby shark song, which all of those who have kids, you guys know the song.
Yeah.
And this is just amazing. This is hilarious.
And I love the way he just wears it so well. You can just see it. He takes serious and fun all the time.
But imagine you can show that to your kids, and instead of watching somebody else, they can actually watch their dad doing this, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, guys, you gotta go over and check that out. It's so funny. Check it out.
What a great they're so nice, and I like that they're finished and talking at the same time, like but saying the same thing. They're in sync and that. No.
And what a story! High school sweethearts, military family. It's unbelievable. The story behind it is. I just love them. I love them so much.
Yeah, no, there was a real pleasure having them on, and we definitely, guys, follow them, stay in touch with them, because I think that channel is going to take off at some point, and I don't know when, but I see things for it myself. So
definitely
keep an eye on them. And you guys are also so amazing. And with saying that, we have to take a look at all the selfies that came in as well. We got Justin Mello. How are you, my friend? Got a new backdrop, and it looks like I'm outside even though I'm indoors. It looks fantastic. That is really cool. But,
I love that.
yeah.
Oh, I can see so many photography doing
Yes.
that in that wall. Wow, that's so cool.
Really cool. Thank you so much, my friend. It really looks awesome, Justin. Vexy, how are you tonight? You were so sweet.
Thank you so much.
She's so sweet, Vexy. Thank you so much. There's our buddy Dave. Organic gardening always gets his selfie up. I love it. I just love it. He's like I say, he's like the coolest guy. Yeah. Thank you so much. And there is our other cool guy. I love that Gary's always getting his photos up here. I think that is so awesome. Enjoying evening with Pusa Studios. Such an awesome person. All you guys are, and thank you so much for being here, guys, tonight. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. Hope you had a great time. And don't forget, guys, to please hit the like button. And we're going to pick a link, guys, for another live stream. It's up to you guys if you want to join. Of course, everything in life is voluntarily. But it's a great way to meet new channels, great way to meet new people. We try to pick a new live stream from a new person each time. It's random. And it gives everybody a chance. You never know, tonight you might be on and we'll show up. So hopefully if you have the time, you can drop in for a few minutes. I see a lot of people do that. They end up staying for an hour or so because they're having so much fun in that. It's a whole world out there, guys. And it's a great place to be. It is what we make it. And, oh, once again, guys, remember about YouTube protests. Guys, you got to get behind this. Han, I know you're looking for a live stream, so I'll get her. She has the link.
Maybe instead we can just drop everybody into the video.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
perfect. That's a better idea. Guys, this is here, I'm going to show you right now. Let me see here. Guys, this was created by our friends down under. You guys know a lot's been going on lately and stuff like that. And they've come up to start this hashtag creator protest. It's the protest to get YouTube to consider removing the dislike button from YouTube because it has lost its original use. Most social medias don't use it anymore, and it's become more of a vindictive target more than a proper view of what is the content or the creator is. So I hope you guys can go over and show it some love. Get involved with it, guys. It's a really, really, really great movement with some great people in here. Danny Black, I'm not sure if he's still in here. Was here a while ago. You got to stand behind this, guys. You really got to stand behind this. So hopefully you can go over and show them some love. There is the link in the chat. So I hope all you guys can. I hope you guys can all tweet it out. Get that message out there. Get as many people. Tell your niches. Tell your groups. Tell your friends. Let's get behind this, guys. I know we're all small YouTubers, up-and-coming YouTubers, whatever you want to call it, but all together we can make changes. We do have a voice. So I hope you guys can go over and do that. It's a really important thing for all of us.
And if you're wondering how to disable the likes and dislikes on your videos and live streams, you go to your video advanced settings and just unclick the viewers ratings.
Yep.
Hopefully somebody is going to do a tutorial so we can put it together with that. So if you want to do it, please do and send us a link.
Yeah.
Yes, but definitely go over, watch the video, leave a comment. If you support the cause of supporting positivity on YouTube, please get involved. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tonight. And please do consider going over and checking it out. Hear what they have to say. I think it's a really great thing. So. And a lot of us have been affected by it or know about it, so it's definitely for all creators to take a look at and decide for themselves. With that said, guys, I want to wish you guys a lot of love. I want to give you a lot of thanks, and I want to say how amazing you all are. And our guests tonight, who are just phenomenal people, please check them out, guys. Please check them out. They are such an amazing channel. And I want to say a huge thank you to Rich and Sarah for their time, and they were just phenomenal. It's about time, guys, so we're going to head up. But remember, tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. Just look that up, guys. Eastern, same time as New York here in Montreal. Wherever you are, it is the Wheel of Shoutouts, the European edition, but it's open to everybody, just on at an earlier time. Love to hang out with you guys tomorrow. Please Please tell your friends, bring everybody. The more the merrier. The more we get in there, the more everybody grows together. Thank you so much for being you guys. We really do appreciate it. You are the best of the best. Have a great night, guys.
See you tomorrow.
Bye now.
Here's